Oop. Hello.
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 How's it going, everybody? I hope everybody's had a good week. Welcome back to episode
4. I don't write it on the screen anymore, so I don't have to mentally think about it until the time.
It's the title, though.
Oh, is it? Oh, I need to refresh the page. The title's not up for me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of Housebound Adventures.
Housebound Adventuring Adventures.
Adventuring Adventures. I'm a little bit out today. I apologize, but we're here with some more D&D fun time goodness. Last week, dun, 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 dun. There needs to be some like cool, exciting music for that. Dun, 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 dun. Last week, we had the wonderful company of Anne here, who is below
Hello.
on the screen, who came in and played a little bit for us. And we had our usual wonderful players of Jenny, Docs, and Katie. Do you prefer being called Docs? Because I call you Docs, but I know that's not actually, your legal name.
It is. It might be surprising for everyone. That is not my legal name.
That's just what I call you. I'm never going to call you your real name. It's weird. That's to say, me calling him his real name is weird, not that his real name is weird.
But it's weird.
Good day.
It's so weird.
Really weird.
It's so weird. And last session, we began with our party resolving some things at the market. We had a very important side quest where Randall had to go and pick up some towels.
That happened.
Yep.
That's what we did. Yeah, we went off and we picked up some towels. And in picking up some towels, we spoke to Angie Melange, who sells towels and phalanges. By the way, I had to Google after the game just to make sure that I knew what phalanges were. Do you know what phalanges are? No spoiler in chat. Do you guys know what phalanges are?
No.
I do.
I googled it, but I've forgotten.
Oh.
They're your fingers.
They're the segments of your fingers, yeah. The bone segments of your fingers. So she sells household goods and bones of fingers
business.
as a side business.
We can't get away from the hand store. The second-hand store is really just all that.
The second-hand store was amazing. Tom, you were a doctor, please. A very different kind of doctor, and I'm not a doctor yet. Please, man. Also, hi. So we got some towels. Good job. And we also had a little bit of roll up new characters. We had a little bit of a chat with the lady outside of the market stall. Does anyone remember what her name is? Jenny.
Technically, she didn't speak to me, so I don't. Even if I have wrote it down. Oh, I did write it down, but I don't know whether.
I have it in my notes.
I don't know if Neuralee told anybody.
I don't know if I was told.
Well, she was writing on paper, so anyone who could read Elvish would know.
Which is
not
just
me.
Wait.
No, can
Randall
Randall
read it too?
Randall
Yeah.
I think so.
I couldn't.
Okay. Well, you're
Did I write
learning
it
along
down?
with us, chums. It
is
big boy. He's a good lad, isn't he?
Oh no, you have it written down. I know what it
Philia?
is.
No, the Villia,
No.
that's later on. Earlier.
I have it written down. I know what it is. I don't think we should say it.
Yeah, I know
Why
what it
not?
is, but I don't think I do know it.
Why don't you want to say it?
It's Evelyn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Not
there it is,
Evelyn, or however Tom mispronounced
Evil.
it for a very long
Right.
time without knowing he was
Oh,
mispronouncing
no,
it.
maybe that's the.
Listen, okay.
Maybe
I was
it's
doing
Evelyn.
that because I was under the assumption I had been misinformed by confusion.
Misinformed by confusion.
Which is funny too,
I had-
because in that episode he said
I had
Evelyn, and I was
alternate
like,
facts.
"Oh, Evelyn," and he was
I
like,
had-
"No, Evelyn."
I had alternate facts, right?
You're
How
part
can
of
you
the
come for
problem.
us like that?
I'm part of the problem. Shit. Okay. Anyway,
Oh, there's
Yes,
so
name
many
is
different
Evelyn.
types of phalanges.
Wait, really?
There's proximal, intermediate, and distal.
Distal means closest to the body.
But that's the wrong end
Sorry,
because of the tippy tips.
No, distal, proximal.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Intermediate because they're in the middle.
Yes.
And then the other bits are just they're just not even phalanges, and it's upsetting.
Maybe Evelyn has evil within though. I mean, maybe. But that's last campaign, so it's too late now. We're never going to get to find out. There's all sorts of loose ends from the last campaign that's just going to be lost to mystery. Or the book series that I'm writing that you can find on Amazon, but no, you can't. But anyway, so we had a little bit of a chat with Evelyn. Basically, from what you've discovered. Actually, no. Before, just in case I drop some information that you didn't discover, why don't you tell me what you've discovered about Evelyn?
Wait,
the number of times that I've accidentally given away information because I've
really?
told you things
Did
these are things that you should know.
Oh, Matt, thanks for the 1,000 bits.
For so many bits.
You let we there. That's a lot of bits.
Oh my gosh.
So
we know that
very generous community.
She could speak, and that it shouldn't be fixed. And we know her name is Evelyn. And I think that's pretty much it.
That's all I've got written down.
Yeah.
I didn't write anything down.
Well, this was actually a trial run, and you failed. Yeah, so that's pretty much the information that you found out. All of this was done via writing down on some parchment with some charcoal.
Did we keep that parchment so that we know exactly what she said forever and ever?
In fact, I specified that I took it back because she didn't want. She handed it back to me, and I was like, "Well, she only used a little bit of the parchment, right?" And you were like, "Yeah." And so I have the half written on parchment.
Yeah. Also, isn't your whole shtick that you're writing stories about people? So you should have a perfect memory about every single NPC.
No. My character has flaws, just like any other person. What
are those flaws? Are they in any way related to having a bad memory?
I don't have any flaws.
I'm not prepared to reveal that information at this time.
She's the most generous of all. I love that. Oh, if you're off, Mads, then.
Yeah, stop by the bits.
If
you are going, or if you're true.
If you're making a hilarious joke, then yeah, you probably should go. Anyway, so once you got your towels and your cute little moments with hot chocolate and whatnot, we scooted up the hill to the Kinshire Manor, which, after having watched the VOD watched the VOD at some point, I would like to reaffirm, just in case there are any players that there was a miscommunication at any point, that this is a Kinshire Manor. This one.
What?
This one here.
We're on a sewer.
There. Yeah, we're in a sewer.
Oh, tits! Here.
Wait, where?
Where's here?
I'm pinging like fuck.
I can't.
I'm pinging so hard.
I can't see anything.
Ah!
Oh, okay, there you go.
There.
Bang!
Were you pinging on the GM layer?
I was pinging. Yeah, I was.
Okay.
How fucking stupid is that? You can ping on the GM layer,
Well,
yeah,
for all your GM to see.
Yeah, it should give
like,
you a little. You're on the
clothes.
GM layer.
Anyway, that is the manor. Okay, up here is the manor. Just in case that there was a misunderstanding that was
here.
there.
Like here.
Was that the misunderstanding? Was there any misunderstanding? Okay.
So this is the manor right here?
Yes, correct. I think the misunderstanding came from me saying that there is a hill on the way up to the manor, which there is, but obviously this looks like more of an obvious hill.
This is the thing that looks like the hill, and this looks like flat.
Yes. Well, I go back to the first VOD, because I'm pretty sure I said that looks flat, but there's a hill. But it's okay now, because we're all on the same page.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Hill.
Tom.exe is broken. Please restart.
Oh, the D6 bonus isn't reset in Streamlabs.
Really?
It's out of stock. Oh.
It's
out of stock. Feels like hello. I'm trying to do stuff here.
Thanks for giving us the heads up. Right, okay. But we're all on the same page now, and that's all that matters. Shadow. Anyway, so that's that. Anyway, we're going to go back to let's continue with what we're doing here. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You went to the
let's get
manor.
ahead of ourselves.
You handed in your towels, and we had the first time that the rest of the party met Atticus and Parsnip. Parsnip, not turnip. Parsnip. And we had lots of wonderful doggy-related endeavors, which were mostly being drooled on and being sat on by a dog.
And potty breaks.
And also potty breaks, because Neuralee was like, yo, dog, where's the loo? And the dog was like, got you, boo, and took you to the loo, where he goes to the loo, not where the humans go to the loo, or humanoids, I should say. Anyway, so you had a bit of a chat to Atticus about the small stone talisman that you found, and he says something along the lines of, "Well, that used to be in this house, but it used to be in the part of the manor that I can no longer access." So, because there's loads of boulders. We spent a little bit of time poking around some of those boulders, and then we continued on with our journey. Our journey was down the hill and to the Sanctuary of Bones, because when we were talking to Angie Melange, as we were, she mentioned the Sanctuary of Bones, because you were poking around about whether or not there were other things that were connected to the sewers.
Fuel redeemed D6 and put in the message, Tom generally needs some help. So I assume you're giving him the D6 back.
Just in general. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, you're right though. Just in general, that's pretty much the accurate state we're on here. But anyway, so we had a little poke around the Sanctuary of Bones, lots of poking. Just your own uncontrolled poking machines. And we found that the Sanctuary of Bones is a huge cave filled with
phalanges.
Phalanges.
It's a very specific.
Shocker. It's filled with bones, and it has a big stone door with a big old face on it. And we like to refer to dicks. It's filled with dicks. But we'd like to. It's now kind of he's sassy door, because the door was sassy, and everyone's a fan of sassy door. And it basically spoke very briefly to you, saying that pretty much everything you said to him was insufficient. Or said to it was insufficient. In your attempt to get back to the sewers, you were like, "Oh, fuck this," and made your way back down to close to the inn, where you managed to find your secondary route down into the sewers, which you went down into. And when we were in the sewers, imagine being like watching this in on a playlist or something on YouTube and just being like, "Tom, shut the fuck up." Why is the first hour of your game a recap?
An inaccurate recap of the thing.
Inaccurate recap. Yeah. And you went back through the shit, and the shit was really sticky. And you got up to this bit that you can't see, but I can see, and you found some writing on the wall. The writing on the wall said, "Harlow, rest in peace. 1410 DR. Rest in peace. Harlow. The best of us." Directly behind you, when you were reading this, was a skeleton.
Ooh.
Spooky.
Spoopy.
On top
Wasn't
of the
even the
skeleton,
Halloween episode.
on top of this skeleton was a not skeleton. A completely, definitely 100% alive Harlow, who was in no way a ghost.
Not at all.
Not even remotely a ghost. And this not even remotely ghost Harlow has some funny opinions
about people's names.
We've all got friends like that, haven't we? Someone with funny opinions. Well, this is Harlow. Harlow's got some funny opinions about, well, lots of things, like the year, whether or not she's alive, what these guys are called. But that's okay, because she seems all right.
I'm pretty okay.
Yeah, she seems all right. Moving on, you found a small room that had a grate in the ceiling and a skeleton dangling its limbs out of attached to the dangling skeleton on its limbs was a bomb and a note in the bag, a bomb, and you managed to complete your thieves' kit. Pardonnez-moi. Pardonnez-moi. That was the name of the thief. You got your bomb, and then
I expect that to be
pathway.
intricately woven into the rest of the campaign now. I want to follow the story of whatever you just said.
But you then came across an area that had two almost parallel tunnels. One of them was a normal walkway filled with cobblestones and, not corpses.
Yay.
And the other one was a couple of sequential rooms that had holes what's the word I'm talking about here? What's the word for this? Dug.
Scrambled.
Holes dug through the walls. Burrowed is the word I was looking for.
Sorry, I was cleaning up my campaign notes while listening, and I was like, oh, no, I think I know what he got it already.
No, burrowed, yeah. Through the walls. Benches.
Yes. The holes were benched.
Yep.
Boop. I forgot to host. It's on auto-host, but it must be auto-hosting someone else first.
Wow.
Jay's at the tippity-toppest of my priorities, but clearly... Oh, hey, Kara's here. Oh, my gosh.
Hi, Kara.
Kara's
Hi,
here.
Kara.
DM is not a true fan.
Oh my god, called out. But the more westerly, I did bring you back to this, didn't I? Yes, you are back here now. The more westerly of these kind of sequential corridors is made mostly out of crawl spaces and burrows of what appear to be massive, or what used to be massive kind of gross centipede creatures. And we pretty much left it there. Anything anyone wanted to add? Apart from maybe neurally having a dream that was a bit spoopy?
Yeah, I had a dream. There was a wooden relief of the town. So I was going back and cleaning up my notes. That appeared to be damaged, as if it had been burrowed into. There are two large holes that I noticed, one near the sewer area and then one near the manor.
Thank you very much.
Speaking of burrowing.
Different kind of burrowing, though. I did clarify in the game, and I will re-clarify now, that there were holes there, but it wasn't necessarily as if they had been dug into by some kind of gross worm. It was more like there were just holes. Just holes.
I wrote that in my notes. Yeah, as if burrowing animals had damaged it. They are just holes.
They are just holes. Don't put any links between this and any other kind of burrowing. So saith the DM. Right. Anyway, hey, so Roxy. Let's have our brief recap. Roxy's here. Hi, Roxy. Of how our characters are mental state-wise, because it's always important to
reflect.
I like to. I don't want to help Tom anymore when he's trying to think of words. I just like to wait, just to see what word he comes up.
and the motions.
Yeah, they're like
they're just holes filled with righteous weakness. My ADHD can't help it. I'm always like, I know what you're trying to say. Ugh.
Thank you for being.
Thank you
for being a friend. Right. Anyway, okay. So let's start off with Randall.
I wasn't prepared at all.
Let's start off with Neuralee, who has just gone over her notes. How's Neuralee feeling? So you, along with Ghost Buddy and two not Ghost Buddies, are currently stood at the entryway of two corridors. One of these corridors is filled with death. The other one is not.
We chose the one full of death.
Oro is currently sticking their head around a corner and gazing down the death corridor. You are hanging back a little bit with everybody else. Today has been a bit of a day. Why don't you reflect a little bit on how Neuralee been feeling about today?
I think she's questioning whether or not this was the correct decision. A little grossed out. little weirded out. Kind of not sure how this ghost thing is going to turn out. Like, don't really know if I want to be haunted for forever by somebody who doesn't know who I am and can't see me properly. So, just a little like, we'll see how this turns out. I don't know about this.
So what's Nurali's best guess as to why Harlow is here? And
unresolved.
Unresolved, okay.
She's got like business she wants to finish. She's already been like, we've got to go finish this job that we're on. And I'm hoping that by helping her resolve that, she'll, be at peace.
What's your general opinion of Harlow so far?
Answer carefully.
Yeah, I know, right?
We've not known each other for an especially long time.
Yeah, so it's like we haven't really like interacted a whole lot. She seems agreeable. She helped us get stuff down. She's helpful, goal-oriented and helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. She's a ghost though.
Yeah,
But she is a ghost though.
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
But she is a ghost though.
Yeah, it is a ghost.
We're all agreed that she's a ghost.
It's like, I'm not hoping that she'll go away. It's that I kind of feel bad that this ghost has been down here for like 80 years. And she's just, like, waiting to like finish her task and has done nothing. Like,
so your reflection is more that you're concerned that she's stuck in some kind of
some like
ghostly loop or whatever, and you want her to not be in that loop anymore. You're not concerned about being haunted.
Well, there is a little bit that, but like, if I'm going to be haunted, somebody like agreeable enough doesn't seem like the worst case scenario. Weird stuff happens all the time. It's probably suboptimal, but more just like, oh no, well, I hope we can fix whatever is going on that's keeping you around.
Well, how about Randall?
So I think Randall's thinking, he's feeling a bit like it's getting drawn in, because there's clearly more going on here than just a simple thing. We've got like ghosts who think it's 80 years ago. We've got like sewers and these giant things, and there's like the girl who can't speak and says she doesn't want to speak, and there's that whole thing going on. There's like lots of little stories and yarns, but then on the other hand, he's also wondering whether the bandits he saw on the road actually like knocked him out, and he's currently just dazed and dehydrated, lying by the side of the road.
Okay. Good reflections all in all. How about Oro? How's Oro feeling about everybody?
Well, I wanted to say, how bad does this smell where I am?
Everywhere smells really bad. This smells like a slightly different kind of bad, but still very bad.
Okay. I feel like that's mainly on her mind. All these bad smells keep happening everywhere.
So she's quite.
Well, she's got her head in there at the moment. Like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want to be.
That's fair.
I feel like Oro's probably had experiences with ghosts before. She's pretty like spiritual and always goes to like all the spiritual stuff that was in the circus. So I feel like she's pretty in tune with all that.
Okay.
So I don't think she's that. I don't know whether she's had such an experience with a ghost before that they've been like, oh, you're this person. Like, she's calling me Barf. I'm like, I don't like this name for one. And why is she talking to me? Like, maybe it's on a different level than what she's usually experienced with ghosts. So she's a bit freaked out of that.
Okay, cool. Well, how about, we'll go back to Randall then. Randall, how do you feel about being called Caspian?
It's a bit weird.
Cool, though.
Cool.
No. I wish I was called Caspian.
I'm not denying it's a cool name. It's just kind of like ignoring it and being like, yeah, okay.
Okay. So he's not worrying that there are any connections.
Well, he knows there's some connection because of the letter, right?
Okay.
So he's not surprised that he's ended up being the one being called Caspian. Okay. But he's more intrigued about Barth, and has there been another name?
There wasn't.
Yes, Escarel.
Escarel. I thought she referred to me as Barf as well, and I was like, we got two minions named Barf. I don't know what that
was. Two Barfs.
Yeah, how did you come up with that name, Tom? We all would like to know.
There's a reason.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Is there a reason I'm called Barf?
This is me with the puppet strings.
Wow.
No, not Nightmare Before Christmas.
Well, obviously, yeah, that, but also like do.
I got puppet strings after you explained it. At first, I just thought you were being creepy hands. And they call him Sandy Claus.
Right. Harlow.
Yes.
You've been waiting a long time.
It feels like a long time, but I don't know if like Harlow can experience time, like I guess the living.
80 years went by pretty fast. Yeah, that's pretty fast.
Yeah.
So, but you've basically been like the fuck, and then these guys have shown up. How are they? Do you find the acting strange?
Harlow feels like there's something off. Like she doesn't know what. She can't place her finger on it, but it does seem
like
a
she's
little
a
bit
ghost.
odd to her that her friends
Don't
don't recognize her. Yeah.
So her friends don't recognize her. How does she feel about that?
I mean, she's just so thankful that they found her. I mean, she's been there for quite some time, just, waiting. And she's excited now because she gets to go on her, first big adventure.
In a sewer. That is exciting.
Ew.
Okay, well, let's continue, shall we? Ahead of you, Oro, is a death corridor. It's a corridor full of death. There's plenty of death, but also it's a corridor. You can see that there's lots of debris, slime, gunk.
Slime gunk.
Gunge. Any other words that we've got for what this could be?
It was a 90s game show.
I saw the host from that the other day on an advert for something. And I was like, I think I tried to explain what gunge was to somebody in America and they did not get it. Anyway.
Gunge or grunge?
Gunge. I mean.
Yeah, never heard it.
Wow, you'll never know.
You need to have been a kid in England in the 90s. So, death corridor, Oro.
Mm-hmm. Don't want to be in here. I'd like to go to the slightly less death corridor. Damn it.
Okay, so if you recall correctly, I moved you down there simply to give you lighting in that room because the lighting layout I've fucked up a bit. So the more realistic positions would be you guys all the way back up here, and you are probably more like there.
Okay.
Right.
So I believe last time I told everyone what was down here. That there was it looked like 3 rooms and it burrowed down into somewhere.
Yep, and there are a couple of big old wormy corpses.
Big old wormy boys down there.
Would you like to try and figure out what those corpses are?
Can do.
DM eyebrows. Let's go for nature.
Oh. Ooh. Successful critical fail.
How many critical fails today? Our counter is currently at 0.
Nature or nurture?
Purescent slop.
Sloop.
Or sloop.
I like sloop.
That is a good one. That is a really good one, though. So we've got a massive, incredible 2 on that roll. You've got no idea. Probably big worms. They've got legs. You don't know any worms that have got legs or tentacles, but it's the closest thing that you know.
Okay. I turn back around and go, looks like big wormy things to me. I don't know, some legs on it. Like, I don't know. Big wormy boys. Not my area of expertise, wormy boys.
What is your area of expertise?
Not wormy boys.
Not wormy boys.
Literally everything else.
Can we see what killed them or like how they died?
Give me a perception check and stick your head around the corner.
What if I do one before the other?
I dislike worms and their propaganda. Oh, we got a 20 on that.
Ooh.
It looks like these disgusting wormy things have died from having holes gnawed out of them. I wasn't sure where to go with that word. Gnawed out of them. I was like, is it gnawn? Is it gnawn out of them? No, it's gnawed out of them. They've had holes gnawn in them. Gnawed out of them.
Bitten out of them.
Bitten out of them. I'm going to use that D6 to murder all of you. Thanks, Fuel.
I didn't do
bitten. They've got big old bitey holes in them. It's pretty hard to tell what's been what's had the bitey bite. But
by the end of this game, nothing's going to make sense.
I help me. Dude, that's good. Nommed, also good. Know what words you're using because English. Oh, you don't even know what words? Yes,
because it's also
to gnaw.
Yeah,
to gnaw something
with the accent, it would be even harder because it goes from gnaw to no. It's like what?
This is how things are supposed to be said. Watching Tom have a speech mental breakdown is my favorite Sunday pastime.
Oh, honey.
Listen, I've been awake for 30 minutes. Right, okay. Yes, they have holes bitten in them. It's hard to tell
in a repeated fashion.
What bit those holes in them. But it's pretty clear that they didn't finish, they're dead, but they didn't finish eating them.
So we can assume like those things might still be down there?
You could assume that.
I'm going to assume they're not down there because that's a much happier world.
Well, this is the only like path that we can take, right?
Well, there's straight down the corridor and then there's down the tunnel, right? But they're
you have corridor and death tunnel.
I think we talked last time about seeing what was at the end of the corridor and then coming back down towards the tunnel because it seems like if anything important was going to happen, it's down there, but we want to see what's at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, I agree. And I'm just noting that timestamp down to GIF that.
Yes.
God fucking damn it.
You do this to yourself, Tom. You just
I like to have fun with my friends. Okay, so Harlow, have you decided that you want to keep that information to yourself about the whole?
Oh no, I tell my companions, yeah, something got a hold of him pretty well.
Ah, yes, well.
You rolled very, very highly in your perception check. Would you like to roll a nature check at a much lower DC to see if you can figure out what these are?
Sure. You said nature?
Mm-hmm. Worms.
How low are we talking?
Was it 2? Is 2
not that low.
Oh no, guidance! Damn it! I'm kidding.
It's worms. Worms with legs.
The worms go in. The worms go out.
Oh.
Yeah. So corridor.
Yeah.
So corridor with steps is the one. The one with the actual floor. Not
I think we've well established that one is called Death Tunnel and one is called Corridor.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah. We're going down the corridor.
Signs.
Boring, but all right, whatever.
Boring, yes.
Okay.
Or is that what made the holes?
At the bottom of the corridor we move. Wait, I need to make sure something first. Boop. Boop.
Enemies.
Gotta be dangerous things.
I've got plenty. So sometimes I put things in the GM token layer, and I'm like text so that I can determine on the map what things are. But sometimes I forget to put them on the GM layer, and it's concerning. Right, if you would like to organize yourself.
I'm good with this.
The worm crawled in, but not out. Surviving is indeed boring.
Or is it in Iceland, Greenland?
Peeking over Aura's head as Aura looks around the corner.
Randall, you got the light. You shouldn't be looking at you. Peeking around me.
So, in this room that you can barely see into, is utmost darkness. Yes, but as you can see, there is a steep staircase, and the ceiling also stoops down. So you can see all of about 5 foot at the bottom of the staircase. They should really have that. That would be an interesting mechanic for Roll20 dynamic lighting layers. Be like, yes, this is a low area, this is a high area. You can't see past like there. Anyway,
that'd be a lot coded.
Yeah. And I'm not a coder, so it's not my problem.
No, you're a customer. That makes you everyone's problem.
Yeah.
Truer words never spoken.
That reminds me, I need to get Jenny my Patreon monthly doodle thing.
That reminds me, need you to do something.
No, that reminds me, I've been a terrible customer, and Jenny has asked very politely for me to give me a monthly request, and I haven't. Right, okay. You can see about there into that room at the bottom of the stairs. It is, as you can see, it's supposed to be very dark. At the bottom of the floor, bottom of the staircase, on the floor in the room, is more gunk. It looks like this gunk is similar gunk from the rooms in the rooms below, above, but these gunks, today's hard. The gunk in this room,
yeah,
I've had all of 1 glass of alcohols.
Oh, that's what's done it.
And you've only been up 30 minutes.
There's both of those things. Also, words are hard. Is more gunk.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
In this gunk, if it were easier to switch from map to map, you could have a map for each level. It's not super difficult to switch between the two if you've got Roll20 paid subscription. Anyway, hi, Bros. How are you doing?
Yeah.
The gunk at the bottom of the staircase has some bones in it.
Gunk bones.
It's too hard to see at this distance what those bones belong to, but they are very small.
Very
small bones.
How big are the phalanges?
Which one?
I'm just like standing in the back, like.
Who has the light?
It's me. I'll go down the stairs.
I will follow.
Who's the one who doesn't have a corporeal form?
I don't know what you're talking about.
But she hugged
Everyone
you, so we
has.
know that she can touch things.
Can I stay on the steps and not step in the gunk and still see things?
Yes.
I do that.
At the very bottom level of the gunk.
Yeah. But not actually in the gunk.
Okay, that's fine. If that's what you want to do, you want to be at the lowest level of the stairs, not in the gunk, but near the gunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to inspect the gunk.
Okay, this allows you to shine quite a bright light into the room. You can see that the floor in here is
gunk.
Rotten flesh for the most part. It is.
Ew.
It is bones. It's rotten flesh. Yeah. There are some more corpses of the worm things, with their crawly legs. And they are scattered about here, being digested. You can hear to the south wall, just out of your vision, the noise that sounds like something might be being feasted on.
Well, that's definitely not good.
No, there's something around the corner.
Harlow kind of nudges Caspian, like, "Well, go on with it."
Okay. Does this open straight up into the room, or is there like a small bit I can stand in without actually being in? Like if I go here.
What do you mean?
Like if I stand here,
yeah,
can I then peek around that into the rest of the room?
You could peek.
I'm peeking.
Okay. You peek. As you peek, you draw the attention with your massive flashlight.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think that's okay. I didn't roll a stealth roll either. That's I mean that makes sense.
I did say peek, which is very close to sneak.
Okay, well, would you like to rewind a little bit and pretend that you're?
No, I'm just gonna peek.
No, I'm pretty sure it's too late for that. So you, with your finger flashlight, purposefully directed around the corner and you head in a nice vulnerable state.
Yeah, but they can't actually see me because it's so bright. It dazzles them. They can't see there's anything.
Okay, there. Sure. All right. So you do that around the corner. And what you see is this massive beast. This beast is composed of many hundreds of small rats. They look like they have congealed into one huge creature. You can see that half of its body has fallen out and there is a gunky interior that is kind of not quite solid, but definitely not rats alone. It is some pink material that is sloshing around and definitely not fully corporeal because it is spilling out of this creature. As it turns around to look at your flashlight, it goes and as it does
that was still so loud as well.
I try. Imagine if I hadn't done this. I tried really hard. It screams at you. It screams at you. As it does so, you can feel the ceiling shake and the walls tremble. The floor beneath you vibrates, and you can hear a clunk up the corridor behind you. Neurally and Oro, as you're up at the top of the stairs, you can hear this terrifying noise, but you cannot see what is creating it. Though you can hear and need to avoid some falling debris from the ceiling. So please give me dexterity checks.
Watch out for the debris.
Oh no, not the debris. This is gonna be bad. Oh, just kidding.
Have a safe trip, Tess. We got a 21 and a 15. Okay, as tiles fall from the ceiling, a huge chunk of rock follows it. You can see that it lands directly behind you, blocking the majority of the way. You think you could probably get through there if you really needed to in a pinch, but it's going to be very difficult to get through now. Blockage is not complete, but it is. I mean, it's a big old blockage.
Big old blockage.
I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Yeah, that's so.
Right. Click on character, then click.
Man, I'm so glad I have 12 full hit points.
The whole reason that Tom GMs is to scream at the internet. That's exactly why.
I need to remember.
You need some more prunes or Activia. I love it.
This is our chum.
Oh.
I'm gonna make him big just so you can see him a bit better.
Ooh.
Oh, he's ugly.
I don't wanna.
You're making me see things.
You say, wait, what? How?
Yeah. What am I looking at?
I don't want to know. It's fine the way it is.
It is mostly this. All you need to know is the description that I give you. It is a huge beast with a gaping maw that looks like a rat, filled with rats, but also it's got a huge chunk that has been pulled out of it. It looks like it's been in a fight and won, but
it looks like Krang, but with rats.
It looks like whatever you just said. I trust you to have made a good description. I don't get the reference.
Krang is from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. His little brain thing.
Oh. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He had a brain suit where he was on top for a while. He was usually in the stomach thing.
Yes.
Anyway, make him smaller again, please.
Oh no, that's as small as he gets.
Oh no.
He is a big boy.
He is a big boy.
I get your jokes, Adam.
Okay. It makes lots of Monty Python jokes that only one member gets. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Look at that pose. Work it. It's kind of cute. Yeah, it's not looking super great. But what we'll do is I'm going to leave that circle, that little half circle there, just so we can accurately portray how hard it is to aim down staircases into a room that has a low ceiling.
So at the moment, I'm going to be smushed and everyone's not going to see why.
Yes.
Well, if it comes up to smush you, we'll see it.
Do I have spells yet?
You are currently level 2.
Can't remember.
Are you a ranger?
If your character sheet says level 2 and you look over in your spell tab and it gives you any spell slots, then you do.
Yeah.
No, I think you get them at 3.
Yeah, okay. I can't remember if it's 3 or not. I know I've put stuff in there, but I can't remember if I did it for future me's sake rather than.
I think it's level 2. I think you get your spells level 3. But as it turns to you and it screes its loud scree, you see down its gullet, and in its gullet you can see a gleaming blue blade. You can also see the remains of what appear to be a chest.
Ooh.
So this is like the inverse of a mimic. We can already see the monster, but there's treasure inside.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Oh, wait, I can spellcast at 2nd level.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
2 levels at 2 first level spells, level 2. Damn.
Hey-o.
What have I got you confused with then?
Retroactively pick things that are good against giant flesh monsters.
I'm just saying, if I was a monster, I would really like to look like that. Would you like to see? Would you like to see the other gentleman that I almost chose to be the monster?
Yes.
Oh, gentleman, eh?
Top hat.
Milady.
Actually, yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh.
He's got a monocle.
And a
I
cane.
love him. Business rat. Gentleman.
Yeah, use this one.
Moretti.
Hey,
Teeks. Miranda. So that's more palatable version of that.
Family friendlier version, yeah.
It's cuter. But yeah, so he's currently down actually in the corner down there. But I put him up there so you could see him. He is down there. He's screeing in your face. So as the scree happens, we're going to start from the top of the turn order. We currently have the fastest of our party members to react to the terrifying, bone-curdling, tunnel-destroying scree noise is Harlow. Harlow, Wagwan, what are you doing?
Harlow's very excited. Like, she's
yeah?
brave, she's fierce, so she's just gonna scooch on past Caspian. And she would like to hit him.
Okay. So, Randall, a ghost goes through you.
Actually through me, or like
straight up
past.
Nope. I mean, she tries to scooch past, but to you, it's just she goes right through you. She has no real kind of, self-concept of, well, self-concept might be a bit on the nose. She has no concept of where you are and where her body is, because she can't really properly feel things in the same way that everyone else can, because she is a ghost.
I'm not.
In case that's
So
what if the ghost doesn't believe they're a ghost?
There can be miracles.
Well, she scooches through you to a certain degree, and you get a chill all the way through you, which feels terrible, but it's not damage worthy. So again, very uncomfortable. Ghost went through you, and Harlow has snuck past you in order to get up close and personal with this terrifying beast. What are you doing?
I'm gonna spin kick him in the face.
Spin kick him in the face?
Well, maybe use my hand. I don't know.
Okie dokie. That's okie doke. So you got a 10. You miss, unfortunately. You come down the staircase through your ally. I mean, past your ally. And I mean, you give it your best shot. This is your first encounter. This is the first time you ever get to fight something for realsies that hasn't killed you. And you give it your best shot as a spinning kick. You've been trying real hard, but unfortunately, because this is a weird undulating mass of rat bodies, it doesn't seem to really stay in one place. It moves way faster than you expect. In so doing, it dodges out of the way of your foot as you go for an attack. Do you have anything else on you?
Can I not attack him twice?
You tell me.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And you hit. Please roll damage.
Oh, how do I do that?
Just click where under 16, just click where it says monk unarmed strike. And it'll roll for you. Like in the chat panel.
Yeah, on the word, right next to where it says +5.
Not on your character sheet, but in the actual like chat where the number rolled. See the 16 there?
Yeah.
Underneath the 16, where it says monk unarmed strike, and it lights up red when you hover over it. Click on it then.
Is it not working?
Oh.
Hey!
You know.
That's okay. You're learning.
Excellent. All right. Okay. Let me just do this.
I just realized that these stick like straight up.
There's nothing wrong with that. Good. Excellent. Well, you have managed to. What attack is this? Are you kicking him still?
No, I punch him right in the face.
Okay. Well, this time you've managed to calibrate your unarmed attack. Your fist lands where your foot did not. In so doing, you feel the impact wobble and ripple across this massive undulating rat corpses. This time it lands, and this time it seems to feel the pain. In fact, you've got a pretty good idea of how much hurt you're dishing out, right? It seems to have recoiled more than it probably should have. It looks like it's probably hurt a bit more by that than you would have expected. And we now have Oro. Oro, you're hearing some screes.
Skis. Okay.
And you've just seen Harlow scoot through. Right? The fuck was that? Oh, was that? It was a car.
Sounded like a cow.
It sounded like one of those like fucking like a cow animal where if you tip it, it makes the animal. No, it was not. It was a car. Okay, well, as we were.
I wish cars did sound like that. Can I go past Randall?
You can scoot past Randall, yes. Politely scoot past Randall.
Excuse me, I have something to do. I wanna use my hunter's mark.
Okay.
Which not done yet, so see how that goes.
Sure.
Oh, it doesn't say anything, does it, with that?
Boop. Let's say that's hunter's mark. There you go. Hunter's mark. Boop.
Sick. Okay.
Excellent. Okay, hunter's mark is on it. Remind me, hunter's mark.
I'll try.
It just gets to do extra damage when they attack. I thought that might be
the case. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right. So that is.
Yeah.
I was wondering what the thing was. So that means basically every time you want to do hunter's mark damage, you press the hunter's mark button.
Okay.
Okay. So hunter's mark is on. Anything else you want to do with your turn? How are you going to react to seeing this horrible beast? You've basically just dashed down this corridor after hearing this horrible screech. You've seen Randall go, "Oh no!" And Harlow has basically gone like, "Onward, comrades!" You've walked down. What's this?
It's a ghost floaty.
You've squished past Randall into a room of just squidgy, chunky mess on the floor and been like, "Oh shit!"
I'm going to kill that.
That looks bad.
Okay. How's Oro feeling specifically in this moment?
I feel like she'd be decently scared, but she needs to be like on fight mode, not a flight mode. So she'd probably be like and then like get her bow out type of thing.
So maybe from her time in working where she worked. She's in her past.
Secret Service.
I couldn't remember where she worked, and whether or not I was allowed to give it away.
It's a circus. Everyone knows.
Okay, circus. Okay, good. So having worked in the circus and performed, she's used to kind of getting into the zone.
Yeah.
Ignoring the terror, and performing in front of people is a scary thing.
It's basically the same thing as what
it's identical. Most people would say. Most people would say it's identical. Yes. Have you seen anything that looks anything remotely like this before?
No.
Good, correct answer.
You never had
one. Okay, right. And your turn?
I wanna do my short bow.
Oh yes, sorry. Go ahead. I wasn't sure how far you'd moved, and if you had to do a dash to get to where you are. Where were you? Were you at the top of the stairs?
I was
or the tippy top of the stairs.
Yeah, I got
okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you're good.
So short bow, and then so I hunter's mark after
Yes.
The attack.
So you would add that to your damage.
The way around. Okay.
Which is, unfortunately, you have missed. The arrow flies through the air. Let's say past Harlow. Why not? And unfortunately, the undulating mass of rats manages to move its way around the arrow as it flies through the air. We now have Randall. Randall! This is your first real combat encounter. What's going through Randall's head?
He's still slightly in shock, and also like half of his team has run past him without even knowing what's around the corner. He's the only one who'd seen it, and then it made this horrible noise, and everyone's just run either through him or around him. It's like, okay. Then he's going to get his training brain on.
Okay.
I go 1.
Randall's engaged action mode.
3, 4, 5. Because I'm a speedy motherfucker.
So speedy.
And then I'm going to whack him with my big stick. Oh yeah!
Oh, the critical hits, the critical hits.
Are we doing tables?
Roll all your damage, your critical hits.
Is that normal? Just roll 20 damage.
Roll damage, double damage, please.
It should roll
you just
double
click it
for
and
you.
does it for you. Yeah, we're doing tables for critical fails.
Oh, the table.
Oh, the table, but not for the critical hits.
Yeah.
That is big old damage.
And then I would like to spend a key point.
Ooh.
And then I'll whack it twice with my fisticuffs.
Okay.
1, 2.
Oh, both those are hits. Give me a dams.
4.
Oh,
So consistent.
big dams. Okay, this is looking like it's taking some real damage around this here corner. Anything else that you want to do with your turn, Randall?
Scream.
Do you want to give us an example of that scream?
Rah.
Yeah, intimidating.
Ah.
Okay, well, in a rallying cry to just retort to your scream, the monster goes squeeze in your face, and it is going to. Oh my! Was that quieter, by the way? Is that a bit better?
I think you somehow like knew that the microphone was away from your head, and you still projected enough.
Damn it!
Felt like it was still right there.
I tried, guys.
It
I
wasn't
really
too
tried.
loud. I don't think it was too loud. Could be
No. Yeah, actually, it wasn't. Yeah.
Okay. So we're getting some What's your armor class, Randall?
1 million. It's like all of it. Just all of it. 15.
Yeah, you're just a loud boy. It's fine.
Okay. So in total, this spooky, scary, massive rats has a couple of things to do. And the first thing it's going to do is attack both you and Harlow twice. So what we've got here is we're going to do... Oh, boy. One of those is against Harlow and does 10 points of damage. The other 2 are against Randall and do 10 points of damage. So this big boy has just torn his way through. You can see that his, what is essentially an arm, we want to say it's an arm, but really it's just more rats. Formed into the shape of an arm, has this horrifying spike of bones at the end of it, and has pushed his spike of bones, just flailing against each of you, kind of pushing his body against you as he does so. He is all up in your business, and you can feel something wrong as he hits you. You can feel like as you're trying to trade blows, it's mostly the pain, but as you're trying to trade blows with this huge beast, you can see that something doesn't seem quite right. It looks like as it moves, it leaves like an echo behind. You can almost see a shimmer of itself as it moves. And in fact, you find yourself sometimes missing with your attacks and stuff because you've gone to hit it and you've actually realized that you've gone through some kind of shadow kind of reflection mirror image sort of thing rather than actually hitting it. There are some kind of weird shadowy wake that it's leaving behind. But that shadowy wake has not stopped it from doing significant damage. It hurts. It hurts big bad time. So please roll a Constitution saving throw.
The both of us?
Yes. I mean, no. Just Randall. Just Randall. You're a ghost. You're okay.
Oh, wait, that's not saving. I need to add 1 to that.
Okay, so you got an 8. Okay.
Wait, no.
You gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Well, it's unlucky.
You have a disease. It's hard to tell what that disease is because you're not a doctor. You just feel fucking awful. You feel like the life has been drained out of you. You feel weak at the joints. You feel like you're barely able to hold your staff. Thank goodness it's keeping you upright. But it might be the blood loss. Who knows? You got a big old chunk missing out of you. But at the end of that turn, we now have nearly around the corner. You're hearing a lot of screeching. That's 2 screeches now. Well, it's two screeches and one shout.
Get there with 25. I come running down, like around the corner, and I'm like, oh god, it's. And then I can only move 5 more feet, so I can't get to Randall. So I'm going to. So what does it look like? What does Harlow look like right now? Can I tell that she's been hurt?
You can tell that she's been hurt. She's kind of she's actually, funnily enough, got the similar kind of shadowy mirage appearance around her, except when it happens to her, you can see that there are tears in her corporeal body, where basically she's got big old gaping holes in her.
Okay. So come down the stairs, run, see what's going on, kind of scream a bit. And I have the instinct to want to try to get to Randall because he's real, but I can't.
I'm sorry.
Sticks and stones, Katie.
We'll go straight through your body.
I love you. I mean, you're already dead, right? So I'm like, the instinct is to save the person that's alive. And so, but like, kind of in sort of
showing
like
your biases here, Jesus. But
in a moment of panic, just kind of like reaches out and is like, and touches Harlow on the shoulder and is like, I hope this helps. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. I mean, think about it. You're like, this is a weird situation.
No, I'm with you. It's just funny. If you just take it way out of context, it's very funny. Okay.
8. You have 8 points.
You're amazing.
The wind around me swirls and it smells like a summer night by the water.
Oh, that's cute.
Smells much nicer than how it smells.
I wish.
Yeah. And then I run
for
back
a split
here.
second, then it goes away.
And then
I really wish this was 2nd edition D&D where doing healing to an undead thing did
Hurt
damage
it.
instead.
Yeah. That's the other thing that she's thinking, like, I don't know if this is going to make it worse. Like, you're tearing apart, kind of want you around while we're fighting this gross thing that's really freaky. Yeah.
So you are healed 4 health points, not 8.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
In that case, with my bonus action, I would like to convert my 2 sorcery points back to getting that spell slot back.
Okay.
I feel like that's what I'm going to need it for.
Okie dokie. At the top of the round. Nope, not yet.
Oh no. Oh no.
You got layer actions.
Oh, it's only a small one.
You can see that the
Dogs' realization to happen. Oh, it's only a small. Oh no.
you can see that the sheer damage to this disgusting mass of just squidgy death has kind of caused it to just separate As it pushes its way around Randall specifically in its attempt to attack Randall, it pushes itself past him, slashing as it goes. And as it returns to its state, you can see once again it has this weird shadow shimmery state around it, but it seems smaller for a moment, and that makes you feel like you've done some good. Maybe you've whittled it down a little bit, maybe you've cut up or beaten it up enough so it's gone down a little bit. And then you hear you hear the screams and the noises as it has left behind a portion of itself directly behind you.
Why don't you have all that on your soundboard? Just you going.
Because I can do those live.
Oh, that's what you get here every Sunday.
Yeah, every Sunday, baby.
Live sound effects.
Live soundtrack.
So yes, it is falling apart. At the top of the round, we now have Harlow.
Harlow's she's gonna punch it really hard.
Okay, you staying on the same one?
Yeah, the one directly right in front of me.
Okie dokie. You miss.
Harlow's gonna try and punch again. So she's big mad now.
She's big mad now. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, it's big
And it
hit.
shoots.
That's a big hit. Give it a good old clicky click to see what the damage is. 4 whole damage.
Harlow's gonna spend a key point. And
Okay.
she's gonna uppercut it. Maybe.
Ooh.
Hey.
Ooh.
Big money, no whammies.
What again? Ooh, a whole 10 points. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, as you wail down, I'm going to use the word undulating again because it's great. On this undulating, so this basically what you've just seen is this huge, just conglomeration of disgusting death and rotting matter has swiped at you, torn a hole through your form, and then gone again at Randall, or Caspian rather, and in so doing left part of itself behind Caspian. As it returns to itself, you find yourself able to just land a blow directly into it. You see once again that it seems to really, really dislike taking damage from you specifically. I mean, obviously we've got big damage coming out from our Randley boy, but
The
from you
Randliest
specifically,
of boys.
the Randliest.
It's Randall's business card.
Oh my god, please make that. Jenny, that is my commission for Patreon. I would like you to make a business card for Randall.
Okay.
The Randliest of boys.
The Randliest.
For those of you who don't know, Jenny is a wonderful
Sponsored.
artist, an illustrator, and for a low price of £1 or $1 or something, you can start supporting her on Patreon. If you increase your donations, you get funky rewards. One of which is that you can get her to doodle something for you once a month. And I've just got her to doodle. Where is he? Shit. That way? Is he that way?
The other way.
Him. Is really that way?
Yeah.
God, directions is difficult. But anyway, okay, let's move on. Big old damage from you. Big old damage to the degree where it looks like it is in some significant pain right now. Well, pain. It's a big old conglomerate of dead Rouse rat bodies. I'm gonna totally hit you with an extra D6 with the damage.
No, I've got one for Rouse. Rouse is ROUSs, rodents of unusual size.
It is. Literally is. Excellent. Okay, well, here we go. We have to move on to Oro. You've got your mark on the big chunky original boy.
I'd like to try and hit the big chunky original boy,
Okay.
as he's known.
Oh, that's a defo hit. Big old defo hit.
Do I click that?
Yeah.
And then he's still got the hood.
Ooh, it's a big old heckin' demo.
No.
You have done enough damage to kill Squishy big original boy. Is there anything you would like to do in your actions as you destroy this big old squishy squish mess?
my first thought was to try and do one of those wall run jump things as I have my bow out.
Do it!
To try and get a little bit more height. and then to try and
Oh
like
my
shoot her.
fucking god! She's so fucking cool! Okay, so that's exactly what happens. You have the opportunity. I mean, at the moment, you've got a ghost in front of you, but you've just seen that this ghost has taken actual damage and also been healed. It has feelings. So you're like, okay, I don't want to put my arrow through the ghost. Okay, let's just. She seems alright.
Yeah.
So instead, you decide to run up the wall beside you to backflip, and as you do, landing directly into the one disgusting rat face that it has. You can see that it tears through what looks like a skull, and it lands, and it brings the entire beast to a halt. It lands on the floor, and it starts to dissolve into a squishy mess. As it dissolves, you can see there is still some kind of a shadow of the rat kind of beast as it slowly follows suit. It's a kind of a like echo. But the first one is dead. Ding dong, Rat King's dead. We now. Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
Oro dabs.
Randall's up. How's Randall feeling about the multiplying rat monster, having just given the hug of death and spawning by?
He's happy that this one seems to have kind of gone. That half of it's gone, but that hurt a lot.
Big hurts.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he's feeling really tired. Just like, want to go have a nap.
What?
Yeah, even right here on the floor, just like little nap.
Oh.
Some people have got some questions about that. It might not be best of times, but maybe after.
Now I'm whack.
Okie dokie.
Or I'm not gonna whack. But I can also do an alarm strike, which does it, right?
Ooh.
Yep.
Fab.
That's a good roll for an unarmed strike with the bonus attack. Nice. Okay, 5 points of damage. Small.
Yeah, I'm gonna run the fuck away.
Oh, okay, cool. Do that.
Yeah, over here.
Do I get attack of opportunities against
that? Because I attacked.
Mobile, woo! That's such a good feat.
Okay. That's
especially
why
when you
I
have
asked.
multiple attacks. Especially when you have multiple attacks, and it's like, oh, I'm surrounded. Bonk, 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 bonk. Bye.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, just literally tap all of them and then fuck off.
Okay, all right. That's why I asked, because I remembered you having some kind of feat that stopped you from being attacked. Okie doke. Well, in that case, you managed to successfully bonk, 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 and run away. Which you do. You bonk, 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 and run away. Which is especially good considering how many attacks you can get as you level up. It just keeps going.
Bonk,
bonk, bonk. Okay. Damage is dealt.
That was Adam. I can't take credit for that.
Randall has managed to skedoodle away. You've just seen your main tanky boy back the fuck up. Although you have also seen Oro do a fucking bitchin' backflip dab after kind of just destroying the last of the rat beasts, well, the first of the rat beasts. There is still one.
There can only be one. Okay.
Well, for a moment there was two.
I bet there could be more as well.
So I know it looks like it's my turn, but in full fairness, the other guy popped off of the initiative order when you deleted the main one. So I think it's probably the other bad guy's turn.
Oh, yeah, it is.
After me.
So I was like, I would love to heal Randall if I could, but I think it's his turn.
Thank you very much.
This is why I ran the fuck away.
You get an inspiration point for being a fair D&D player.
Oh, yay.
He was 30, wasn't he? I want 13. Oro to do something that's like a dab, but not a dab. You want Oro to have his own...
I want to have her own thing. I don't know what it is yet.
Oh.
A dib.
A dib!
A dib! Dib, dab. I don't know what it would be, though.
I love that. A dib. That's amazing. Okay, thank you very much. Right, okay. What's he going to do? So much...
Sailor salute.
Okay. Wow. Rat King's going to get all up in your business and is going to do some big old heckin' attackos against Neurali and Oro.
Yikes.
Okay. We get one on each. Okay, so Neurali, you take a grand total of 8 points of damage.
If it swings at me, I'm going to shield, if that helps.
Okie dokie. It was, for that one, a 16 versus AC.
Then it misses.
Okay. Well, it flails its big old ratty limb at you. Ratty in the sense that it is made of rats. And you manage to precisely bring up a shield just in time to deflect it. However, Oro was not so fortunate because Oro takes a big old heckin' 12 points of damage.
Oof.
Oh my god, that is a lot of damage. Oh.
Are you still awake?
And I would like you to do a Constitution saving throw, please.
We'll find out. Oh, she dibs.
She
I don't know what that is yet.
She dibs, whatever that is. She successfully does not have a disease. That must be nice.
Isn't it great not having diseases?
And Neurali has come to her time to act. Rat King is looking real close to you, and you've managed to deflect one of its attacks as it's reached out to give you a heckin' slappo.
Yep. Just gonna. I'm like looking at Randall and looking at Oro, and I'm like, ah! And I reach over and I do the same thing and touch Randall, and I'm like, I'm sorry. And casting Cure Wounds. 10.
Hooray! A big old 10 health points is awarded, well, not awarded, but given back to.
My guts are back inside.
Yeah.
Oh, my guts are back inside. And is there anything else that Neurali would like to do on her turn? How does it smell when she casts Healing Wounds?
This time, it's just kind of like a salty breeze, like on the sea.
Okay. Which sea?
The Pacific. Less foliage, more of a clean smell.
Okay. Well, I mean, doesn't exist in Faerun, but all right. Harlow,
that is how I would describe it in real life terms. I don't know what the crown of 7 stars or whatever the sea of fallen stars smells like. So,
babe, it smells however you want it to smell.
It smells slightly salty, like I feel right now.
Harlow is going to slap the mess out of this rat.
Is it? Is it?
Well, she's gonna try that. She's gonna try that one more time.
Hey! We got an actual 20, not natural, a dirty 20. 4 points of damage.
20.
Excellent. Okay. Well, thankfully, that's enough to beat the crap out of the Rat King. Rat King, tiny little blob,
Rat King
been demolished, annihilated, admonished. Just
he's been admonished.
Punched into bits. Punched into bits by Harlow because Harlow is once again doing extreme damage. In fact, as you land the killing blow on this big old heckin' slabbo, it seems to explode in some kind of ghastly mist. And as it does so, it ripples across to the second congealed mass of rat corpses and also explodes. And you can feel that power has once again returned to you. You can feel your form is filling back to full health. But you can also see that your form is not entirely as you recall. You see that you are now missing up to your knee. You are able to remain as you are, but it seems like your form is fading away somehow.
Well, that's odd. So Harlow noted earlier about Barf doing this cool little dance move after killing the
Oro
first
is now,
rat.
just by the way, Oro is now, because she's like on like 4 hit points. She's like on like, she's like really bad. Like, I'm just not looking at anyone. Just like, just not looking cool at all.
Oh, well, I mean, Harlow can't help Barf, but she could dib.
Is she gonna?
She's gonna 100%.
She's gonna dib. She's full on straight up dibbing.
Dibbing.
Oro's spirits are lifted.
Dibben.
Was looking for upside down dabs, but the closest was invisible lawnmower.
Invisible lawnmower.
So I'd be like,
so friendly.
hey neighbor. But you have managed to clear the room of any living,
Any
living beasts. However, each of you will notice now that, like I said, Harlow is missing a part of herself. And
I'm gonna make a point not to mention it unless she does.
Harlow has not noticed, but the rest of you have, is that it's kind of deteriorating as time goes on, but it's slow for now.
I'm gonna go over to Oro. Are you all right?
No. No. The dib helped, but no.
I think we should take a break and look at that. And I'm just gonna make a medicine check to see. Oh no, she's fine. But I'm gonna like help her like patch up or whatever. I think we should mechanically take a short rest so we can expend some hit dice or something probably. Okay. Because I don't know what's left.
Well, maybe not.
I mean, like on the stairs, probably.
The most nicest bit we can find.
Yeah.
Sure. So as you start to kind of pull yourself over to the staircase, you can see the remains of the original mass has kind of it's not dissolved completely, but it's now just a kind of a hunking mess on the floor. You can see there are bits of wood sticking out of it that are kind of bubbling a little bit as it's getting kind of dissolved. But you can see that there is a blade in there, as I said before, a blue blade. It is kind of dimly illuminated. It's still sticking out the side. On the wall to the southeast, you can see that there is a door. There is a door that has a hole in it that is stone and looks like it would almost definitely fit the amulet that you have, the talisman you're holding around your neck.
If it fits. Oh wait, are we doing a short rest?
You tell me.
Yes.
I think so.
It's probably the smart idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are you doing? Are you moving up the staircase a little bit?
Yeah, I figure onto the not gross ground.
Okay. Well, if you scoot over to the staircase, you can see that again. Once the top of the stairs, there is a big old heckin' beholder.
Oh my god! Please.
Boulder.
I can't talk our way out of this one, guys.
There's some debris blocking your way. For the most part, you think you could probably get around it, but for now, it's kind of it seems like it might be a little bit out of the way, especially for Randall, who is feeling really not great.
Yeah, once I've helped Oro clean out her wounds and bandaged her up and stuff, then I'm gonna go. That's who I wanted to make a medicine check on. Take a look at Randall because he looks like it's not feeling too great. And I'm gonna guidance myself first.
Okay.
Touch myself. hair flutters a little bit. I'm gonna say, can I take a look at that?
Please.
Medicine.
Medicine check. 21.
Ooh, 25.
See. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. You can see
Yes.
That he is suffering from some kind of disease. Unfortunately, it is very difficult for you to kind of distinguish which of the many diseases it is. You can see that he has a festering wound on his leg, like perhaps it's some kind of infection more than anything else. And it's looking pretty bad.
I'm gonna do the best I can to like clean it up, knowing that it's probably not gonna like long-term help, but you know, what else are you gonna do?
What?
Like wash it off or something.
Can Harlow like check her ghostly pockets to see if there's anything she might have that could help?
She can definitely check her ghostly pockets. You have a scroll of heal everything, but it just doesn't. Oh, wow! Why doesn't it work? Oh, it's so weird. It's like
the letters didn't come back, so it's just a blank page.
Unfortunately, you don't think there's anything that you have. It's not necessarily your forte.
I didn't think so.
Dealing with gunky legs, but it distracts you for a moment from the fact that you're disappearing.
Does Harlow is she aware of that?
Yes, she's aware of that. You tell me, how are you responding to this? Like, the fuck? If you were a non-ghost, how would you respond to that?
If I were a non-ghost, I would be a little bit weirded out.
A little bit weirded out?
Just like this much, A
tiny little bit, a babby amount.
Yeah, but since Harlow is, ghostly, she's just kind of...
She doesn't know she's ghostly, though.
She doesn't. I don't know, she's just going to ignore it. She's just going to this is fine. Yeah, this is fine.
Okay. No one else has mentioned it, so maybe you've got some weird disease.
Oh, no.
Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe you've just got no one else has said anything. And of course they would say something if you were starting to disappear.
I'd like to turn to my companions and kind of float around a bit, and it's like, is this odd to you guys?
Aura's still crumped up on the floor, and she's like, yes, it's very odd. You're disappearing, by the way. Do you know you're disappearing?
I mean, it looks like I'm disappearing, but I'm still here.
Would Oro know why that would be happening?
You could give me an Arcana check.
Based on the Arcana check I did last time to know that I knew about unresolved ghosts, would I know?
We could say that you've kind of you think that she might be coming to the resolution of her.
Yeah.
Of her reason for being here. Oro, you've got very little stored up in the memory banks about
anything.
Yes, full stop. Very little. No idea, unfortunately.
Don't know why.
I think I know you're not going to believe me, but I think you've been waiting around to finish some unresolved business, and you might find that if you finish it, you will be gone too.
Harlow's a little bit taken back because I don't know, she doesn't feel like she knows what you're talking about clearly.
That's fair.
Yeah, so let's just rest here and then see what we can do.
Her signal's bad.
4G.
Yeah, I think a break will help everyone.
Yeah, a break would be good. Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys kind of rest up at the top of the staircase here. You have a short rest. Thankfully, you don't seem to hear any other activity in the immediate vicinity. It stinks like shit down here. Shit and corpses, and now shit and festering rat beast. But at least you're not being gnawed at. Or gnawn on.
No, non.
No, non.
No, non.
Oh, no, none.
It's just the soothing, bubbling sound of gunk. Exactly.
Yeah, and once I'm done, since I don't have, like, there's nothing I can really do on a short rest. I don't get any spell slots back or anything. I'm going to go see if I can get the sword and the chest out without getting too into the gunk. Maybe use the waiter somehow. Take it out.
Well, the rest of you can spend some of your hit die if you wish to get yourself back up to your...
Can I have a power nap and remove my...
No. That was Adam again.
What is it you'd like to do there, Randall?
Have a power nap and get rid of my exhaustion.
A power nap? No.
It's an ability that I have.
Nap's real good.
Very good at
Nap's real good.
It's on my character sheet. You can look up.
Okie dokie. Well, it's pretty easy for you to go down and start poking around in the dissolving corpse of whatever horrible rat thing this was. And you can see the part of the chest helps you locate the blade, although it's not really difficult to see in itself. It's got kind of a dim blue light to the blade itself. It's not really casting it at all, but it is identifiable on the blade itself. It looks like you could probably pull it out with very little resistance, though it looks like the chest itself is completely gone. It's just a plank of wood that's got stuck in somewhere.
So then I'll take the sword. Is it dirty, or is it?
Is it dirty? It is very, very dirty.
It's a dirty sword.
It is extremely dirty.
What have I got in the backpack here?
Yeah, it is not looking good. It is covered in all sorts of gunk. Gunk that is just, I mean, it's incredible, really.
Unidentifiable gunk.
You've seen so much gunk in the last couple of days. This is maybe a culmination of all the gunks. Possible that it's gone through all the different types of gunks.
Yeah.
Well traveled.
Yeah. I'm just gonna to take some of the water from my water skin and just kind of like rinse off the handle just a bit.
Sure.
And then I'll grab that part and then I'll kind of use it to like poke around and see if I like the chest had something in it, presumably, unless it was the blade. Is it big enough to have had the blade in it?
You only have a small piece of wood that denotes that there was a chest in there at any point.
Then kind of like spreading butter a little bit, just kind of like flattening everything out and moving through it and seeing if I see anything that might have been inside the chest.
No luck.
Okay.
But like I said, you do still have the door to the southeast.
Yeah. Well, I think we found what we came for, at least in part. So I hold up the sword.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna like go lay it down between Randall and Oro too and be like, in case one of you wants to use it before we get back.
I've got no interest in using it. I've got my trusty stick.
Ah, yes.
I've got my 27 daggers. But I can carry it. Oh, wait, can I? How big of a sword is it?
Awkwardly, yes.
It's a short sword.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I can carry it.
It looks like it's a relatively plain blade. You can see that it is well made, at least from what you can tell, compared to all the other swords that you've seen. It looks like there has been some special care put into it. You can see that the blade itself is one-sided rather than the usual two-sided blade, and that it curves somewhat. You can see that the handle in itself is well balanced. It's clearly above the average sword.
So does this match the description that we were given then of the sword?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Nearly takes prestidigitation purely out of PTSD.
Alpha and Omega Gunk. Prestidigitation is one of the single best spells.
I don't think I've ever had a caster that didn't have prestidigitation, except for like one ever. and this one. Like, oh, I'm so glad that on the venture we went into the sewer is the time that I didn't take the I can clean that for you spell.
Yeah, we're all sad for that.
Yep. Equal suffering amongst friends here. So, and is Randall the only one who noticed the thing on the wall?
No, you all noticed it.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go back to that once I've rested.
Yeah, sure. So I will say that your short rest is now over. You can see that there's probably a small amount of additional crumblage of our ghostly friend. Notice that it hasn't halted.
Oh, yikes.
Oof.
Big oof.
Big oof.
While we're resting, can I talk to Harlow and be like, does Bath look right to you? What does Bath normally look like? Because something seems off.
Harlow kind of squints, takes a good look at Barf. Oh, there is something different.
Wisdom saving throw, not wisdom saving throw, wisdom check. Or investigation.
For me?
No, for
No.
Harlow.
You said wisdom or
Yeah, I'm freeballing this one. I want a wisdom check.
Yep.
Like straight up wisdom check.
I think you meant spitballing. I mean,
No.
maybe you're freeballing.
No.
Okay.
No. TOS freeballing. Yeah, no. So you could definitely. I mean, something's free. I'm freeballing. I'm freeballing.
I've never heard that term before.
I should have used my D6 to murder you guys.
Have you really never heard that term?
I'm free.
No, it was always known as going commando.
Yeah, there's that too.
Never heard it as freeballing.
Well,
I'm glad you were
doing
able
both.
to suss out the meaning from context clues.
He totally googled it.
I
Googled it.
I absolutely googled it.
I saw his like white light disappear.
Adam goes,
I have to turn
"Don't
light mode
Google
on.
Don't Google it with safe search off. Yeah, exactly.
Damn. Didn't know Safe Search was with D&D streams as well.
Yeah, so to your knowledge, Harlow, Bath is a kobold.
a what? Pardon? Say that again.
A kobold. Which is do you know what a kobold is?
Nope, not at all.
Okay. So a kobold is a small kind of small humanoid creature that is about the size of a goblin, if not a little bit smaller, that has a kind of longer, looks a little bit tiny little bit like it's resemblance of the dragon somewhat. It has a tail that like to bounce around and make yipping noises.
Oh, how cute.
You can see how you got confused.
So Bath is a kobold. So you've noticed that he's looking a bit weird. Also looking the wrong gender.
So what does Arlo look like? Aro? Yeah, Aro.
Oro. I was like, wow, those two names are very similar. You've got an image of Oro, right?
Yeah. Oro is a goblin, obviously. She has long, ginger, curly hair. And is very pretty. She's very pretty.
She's so pretty.
She's so pretty.
So pretty. Have you got a link for it that we can...
I'm trying to find
Maybe we
it.
should change your token.
Oh, yeah, I keep meaning to do that. I've put the link.
There you go.
Luck of the ginger.
Oh,
It's in the
she's
chat.
darling. Yeah, Barf does look a little bit off. Maybe something that he's doing with his hair that's different. Maybe he put some gel in it. I don't know.
Well, there's plenty of gunk around to use as gel.
basically a lifetime supply.
All right.
People just come down here with like huge jars to scoop it up.
Is there a vendor upstairs up in the market?
Oh, that's Katie.
You can
Oh, nice. Good call.
useful stuff.
So we're done with the short rest?
Short rest is over. You are now up to waist level disappearance.
Ooh.
Oh.
I would be assuming that Harlow's kind of catching on. Like,
you tell me.
Yes, she's definitely catching on.
Probably would have caught on at the knee level, to be perfectly honest. I
yeah.
feel like
She doesn't know how to feel. Like, I mean, this is her first big adventure.
Maybe this is something that happens to all adventurers, and it's nothing to be ashamed of.
But maybe, there's an even bigger adventure after this one. So she's coming to terms. How does everybody else look like to her? Like, do they look like Caspian still, or?
Give me wisdom checks for both of them. Yep. Don't need to give me 3, just the 2. They
sorry.
all look absolutely, totally A-okay.
Okay, well, that's good.
Is there anything else that we're supposed to do down here? What else were you looking to find down here?
Oh, it's been so long, I can't clearly remember. I think we should just carry on and see where we end up.
Okay. I'm going to point at the thing in the walls. Do we want to try it? Maybe it leads back to the house? Manor?
The ruin. Yes, let's try.
The ruin. So what are we doing? We putting the talisman in the hole?
Yeah. if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I mean,
put
it's
that
just
talisman right in that hole.
This atmosphere. Goddamn.
I didn't catch on for just a second there, and I was like, what is Tom doing?
Okay. Placing the talisman in the hole.
If it does that, I'm gonna
it requires a little bit of jimmying, but as you push it in there, it looks like maybe it needs a little bit of a twist. So you give it a bit of a shimmy, and as you do so, it is ejected into your hands, and the wall it is on.
I don't like this narrative at all.
This is not even remotely.
No, it's not. But the lead up.
But now you've made so much context. Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're adults. The door opens.
If we weren't adults, we wouldn't understand why it's funny.
And in the room in front of you, can you see the room in there with the dynamic lighting? Okay.
Yep.
The room in front of you has 2 chests. One of them is a larger chest. You can see that it is a big. It's horizontally. I mean, most chests are horizontal, but it is quite. It's probably about 6 foot long horizontally. It is possibly about 4 feet off the ground. It's more of a. Looks like it's a display case, but it is covered completely in dust. The other has a small plaque on the top of it. So it's a chest that looks like it needs it. You
read the shit out.
Dusty. Vertical chest with a bench. So you dust the top of it, and it reads in common: "My first bout of adventuring was in these sewers below Nesmith. My troop at the time had been hired to clear out and delve into Sanctuary Cave. The wizard in residence, Pendin the Prudent, had the idea that the townsfolk could use them as an escape route if there was an attack, or at least as a place of hiding. At the time, they had no idea that it was connected to an ancient sewer system, long forgotten. It was a grueling introduction to the career. As you would expect from any plunge through gutters, we found ourselves up to our waists in waste. The caves themselves were eerily quiet, but the tunnels below Nesmith had more than just feces. Carrion crawlers had made their home here, though it turned out that we had a mutual enemy. A rat the size of an outhouse was lurking in wait. It was our first real battle, and the adventure was the last for one of us. Sucked into a gelatinous cube and spat out. Harlow, may you rest in peace. As you read that, you turn to Harlow and see that she is now fully formed, but kind of a shadow of the ghost that she once was. She is now very acutely aware as to what has happened. Harlow, in your first adventure many years ago, in the year of 1410 DR, you and your party members descended into these sewers as your first quest, and unfortunately you perished.
It's unlucky.
First quest.
Yeah.
But now you are in front of you you are acutely aware that the last couple of hours or so that you spent with these people has been with you as a ghost. Although previously, obviously, you did not know that. Now you are very, very aware of that. How do you feel about
that? With being aware of that, do I see how they truly look?
Yes.
Are they... I understand now. Thank you guys so much. This was, it needed to happen. And she's just so grateful. Like, doesn't even know how long she's been down here just waiting to finish, this business, to finish her first adventure. But she feels at peace.
Well, you guys feel like you may have passing moments before she moves on. Is there anything you want to say to her?
May the moon guide you.
You did it. You completed it. Aura cries for some reason. She doesn't know why she's crying. She's just emotional all of a sudden.
What's happened the last couple of days?
A lot.
I dib to make my friend feel better.
And I will take this with me to the afterlife. I dib. I love the idea that dibbing is just saying the words "I dib." That's what it is.
I dib.
How about Randall?
Randall's just quite taken aback, but like with the plaque and this kind of like his mind's sort of like racing about. Like, is there like a whole thing set out? Is this a one-off? Like, is someone guiding him through this? And then there's like, now Harlow is just disappearing as well, and he's got so many questions, but it's like not enough time because she's just disappearing. It's like, thank you, goodbye.
Yeah, I wish you guys all the best luck in the universe, and I don't know, maybe someday you'll feel some more guidance from me.
Woohoo! That is a sneaky guest player way of being like, if the DM doesn't involve me again in some way, then he's a prick and he's shit. No, I said that. I hope that maybe someday in the future you can get a really magical item from me. So have my name inscribed on it. Thank you very much once again, Anne, for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Two Sundays that you've put aside for us. I really appreciate it. And I'm not even remotely surprised by how incredibly you have portrayed Harlow. Thank you very much for coming and playing with us. I really appreciate it.
And thank you guys.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
That was awesome. You did a really good job, genuinely.
Yeah.
Now, I would recommend that we take a loo break.
Yes.
Yes.
I would recommend that too.
We all go happy with recommending that?
I recommend a loo break. Yeah.
No vetoes.
Should we get this ratified first? Should we make sure it's going through all the committee before we move this?
I nodded. We're good.
Okay.
Whew. Wow. Didn't know you were the committee.
Well, you'd all already agreed to it.
Yeah, no, you're all
I was still asking, so I was like, maybe I have to verbally agree. The ayes have it.
Harlow Returnal Riot. Docs is about to pop.
He's ready to go.
If go, Docs, go. Go.
I'm joking.
Okay. Well, if we want to move to 4 cameras, and if you want to head off and do whatever the fuck you want with your day, sweetheart.
Wow.
Thank you once again for joining us. It was really good fun.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
I'll see you in a little bit.
We will continue the stream. We'll continue playing a little bit more D&D. So no one else needs to go anywhere.
Don't you dare go anywhere.
But we'll.
Don't even.
Oh, everyone's going to move for a second,
you
though.
You can have a bio break.
Okay, well, let me just move everyone around first.
Bio break time. Oh, what a cool T-shirt Docs has. Oh, damn. Ask about his T-shirt when he comes back.
I'm in the right place, so I'm going to go.
You'll be here. Okay. Right? Everything's a bit too zoomed. I think I need to zoom out. Is that better? Sort of. That'll do. Bio break. Bye.
Hello, and welcome to the Tom Solo stream. Oh. Hello. You have a cool T-shirt. Show me, please. I just see the tip. That is fucking cool.
It's a cool NASA T-shirt.
I like that a lot. Did you get that in your trip to America when you went to?
Not the most recent one, but the previous one.
I like it. It's very cool.
I like it. Also, like Soft Jelly's Wild Safari.
What are they? Wow.
Sweeties.
What a tiny packet of sweeties.
They were a discount bag from Morrison's after Halloween.
The wake of Tess coming over this last week. I've got lots of bits and bobs that I did not have before. One of them is a Santa hat.
That's a good hat.
The other.
Have I ever told you my funny story about a Santa hat that Anne and I got one year for Christmas?
No, but 1 second. Continue. I'll show this afterwards.
Okay. So we went to a Christmas party that a friend was hosting. We did like a white elephant gift exchange. And there were a bunch of cool little fun stuff. It was supposed to be like not expensive or whatever. And Anne ended up getting something she didn't want, but inside was like this really nice fuzzy like snowman Santa hat. And we saw it and we're like, oh, how cute. And we should have paid more attention to it. She very nearly almost wore it to work. And I was looking at it the night before. I had put it on and I even took a picture in it. And when I took the picture, I looked and I was like, those carrots are in the wrong place. So they were
a very weird end to the story I got then.
Yeah. It was a very explicit Santa hat, and we just didn't happen to notice that there was both men and women snow people.
Oh no!
There. Yeah, and we were like, oh, and Anne was like, I almost wore that to work tomorrow.
Oh,
I was like,
no.
I'm so glad that I was fucking rubbing her hat and happened to notice.
Oh dear.
Carrot dicks. So that's the snowman hat.
The other gifts I got from Tess, one of them is it's a small book that says the unwritten Norwegian social laws.
Oh, Janteloven.
Fuck that. There's a lot of weird shit in here.
No, Janteloven's great.
Are you thinking about the same thing? I might be thinking the wrong thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot to it, and I'm sure that's a lot of funny stuff, but we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Anyway.
But also
Janteloven is the like, no one's better than anyone else, and we should all...
Yeah, that's not good. That's really bad. Genuinely, it's a terrible, terrible thing. It makes everybody in the country feel like shit because they can't, like, you're not allowed to like take selfies and stuff because people will think that you're like bigging yourself up and things like that.
I think that might be some people's interpretation of it.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Big old chunky muggo.
Oh, nice.
Chunk of muggo with my name on it.
Name on it.
Can confirm is your name.
Slug, 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 slug.
Now you can have all your ciders, your fruity ciders in a massive mug.
I would love to, but I'm not going to because I don't think I would want to drink out of that. It's more of a decorative piece for me, I think. But I'm very happy with it. It is amazing. Right. So it's a picture book. Otherwise, the unwritten laws are written. I think that this specific Norwegian person is now on the run.
For revealing
the unwritten laws, yes.
Phil just pulled laundry from the dryer and money fell out. Best laundry day ever.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. I realized Tom
sick.
got me a mug too, and I should have used it today, but I didn't. But my mug says King of Butt Touches. So still a win.
That's still a good one. Right. We return. How are we feeling, folks and characters of folks?
A bit sad.
Yes,
a bit sad. Well,
Really sad.
If it makes you feel any better, you level up.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep. All of my feelings are gone.
I feel great now.
Wow.
Tails.
We can move on a little bit and continue doing the rest of our. I mean, we've got like an hour or so left, so we can do some non-cliffhanger D&D stuff. But would you?
Oh, we'd definitely like to open these treasure chests.
Would you like to do that for the fun of it? Describe to our chat what you get for your next level. I mean, you got your things, so you got to choose. I'm sure you've got options to go through. But if you want to show off so that we can all get involved in your character leveling up,
yeah, I'll show off.
Bit sad, and it's only episode 4. Fasten your seatbelts, everyone.
I know, right?
He's learned
especially from Goldfinch. I just remember Goldfinch in the last episode of the last campaign, like throws inspiration at screen, like, oh no. I'm sorry, we're hurting you. It's meant well.
Oh,
ho, yeah, baby.
I have my beast
baby
thing now.
Oh yay!
Oh,
Are you gonna take a rat? I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Oh.
I get meta magic.
I'm not even sure mine's that interesting.
Ooh, and I get another cantrip. Can I take prestidigitation for love of God?
We'll never be in any other like stinky places now.
I know.
If you take it.
There'll be no reason to ever have prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can deflect missiles.
Ooh.
So that's pretty cool.
That is fucking dope.
Oh, and I get another sorcery point.
I get to pick a monastic tradition, which I haven't looked at any of yet. Yay!
Oh, why in the name of fuck have you not looked at any of this?
Because I'm not that level yet. I don't need to look at that.
Some of them archetypes.
And also, I might want to look at the other books.
There is that. There is that.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I get meta magic, so I'm excited about that.
Meta magic, is that what you get to use all your fancy spell turning?
Meta magic is a
Is that
sorcery.
like long spell, short spell, quiet spell?
Yeah. So basically, you get to pick 2. I think gain the ability to twist your spells to suit your needs. You gain 2 of the following meta magic options of your choice. I'll get more at 10th level. So there's things like distance spells, for instance, which can double the distance of a spell's cast. Or if it's a touch spell, you can make it 30 feet.
That in itself is heckin' good.
Yeah.
Do you have to use a slot like one higher level?
No, you use sorcery points to do it. So.
Okay.
When you cast a spell's range of touch, you can spend 1 sorcery point to make the range 30 feet. So earlier, when I was like, oh no, I can't get to Randall, I could have been like, sorcery point, I'm healing you from 30 feet away. Hey-oh.
At 3rd level, you have 3 sorcery points.
Yeah. And I think the other one I'm probably going to take is Quicken Spell, so that I can cantrip attack bonus action spell.
Nice.
Hey, Tag. Welcome back from the abyss. I hope it was nice in there.
Hello. Our characters have just leveled up. We're not going to make them do all their leveling up stuff right now, but we can discuss their options for a little bit. Let's just see. We're seeing what's available to them.
I get another spell. And I get
nice
primeval awareness.
Ooh. What's that? So you get your ranger archetype, an additional first level spell. Let's have a look. See.
It's very cozy. Yes, I would recommend living there. Oh, absolutely recommend living there. The abyss, eh? Nice place around Christmas time.
They got a great Christmas market.
Oh.
Beginning at 3rd level, you can use your action and expend 1 ranger spell slot to focus your awareness on the region around you. For 1 minute per level of the spell slot you expend, you can sense whether the following types of creature are present within 1 mile of you, or within 6 miles if you are in favored terrain. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, and elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. Doesn't reveal the creature's location or number. That's pretty fucking cool. But remember, we're using the UA ranger stuff, aren't we?
Yeah. The rent is real cheap too. Different? Nobody wants to live there. I really don't know why.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So with Twin Spell, it says when you cast a spell that targets only 1 creature and you don't have range, and it doesn't have range of self, you can spend a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level to target a second creature in range with the same spell. And then it goes on. So does that mean I don't have to spend both spell slots? I just spend the sorcery points and it does it?
Yeah, I think so.
Might take that instead of Quicken Spell then.
Twin Spell is very
like,
good.
Boop. Heal.
You can see why Adam would recommend such a thing.
Twin Spell is already very good. Yeah, I didn't even see that actually.
So in the revised Ranger, the primeval awareness, you have the innate ability to communicate with beasts, and they recognize you as a kindred spirit.
Oh, cool! So we are, for those of you in chat, we are using the UA version, the Unearthed Arcana version of the Ranger. So should I read that out for chat just in case they haven't got it in front of them?
Yeah.
Beginning at 3rd level, your mastery of Ranger lore allows you to establish a powerful link to beasts in the land around you. You have an innate ability to communicate with beasts, and they recognize you as a kindred spirit. Through sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas to a beast as an action, and can read its basic mood and intent. You learn its emotional state, whether it is affected by magic of any sort, and its short-term needs, such as food or safety, and actions you can take, if any, to persuade it to not attack. I like that! You cannot use this ability against a creature that you have attacked within the past 10 minutes. Additionally, you can attune your senses to determine if any of your favored enemies lurk nearby. So instead of being able to detect anything nearby, it's just your favorite enemy. Although you do get multiple favorite enemies, don't you? If there are multiple groups of your favorite, you learn this information for each group. Reveals which of them are present, their numbers, and the general direction and distance.
Interesting.
Twink haste.
Favorite enemy, the DM.
Beautiful. And then you say the Beast Conclave, the Hunter Conclave, and the Stalker Conclave. So you're more than welcome to keep that to yourself if you don't want to tell everybody what it is you've chosen until the time arises.
Yeah, we'll wait until the time arises.
Okie dokie. Bum, 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 bum. That's some cool UA Ranger stuff. I like the changes they made. Is everyone happy with the browsing that they've done? Should we say that those don't come into effect until you've taken a long rest?
Yeah, I would say so.
Pick path of the Kenzai.
Okay, what'd you get?
From Xanth's Guide to Everything. You choose one melee, one ranged weapon, and they become your favored weapon. Gain proficiency, you don't really have it. They are monk weapons for you if they're not normal, traditionally monk weapons. And then initially you get agile, parry. If you make an unarmed strike as part of your attack action when you're holding Kenzai weapon, you defend yourself. If it is a melee weapon, you gain +2 AC till the start of your next turn. Ooh. As long as it's in your hand and you aren't incapacitated. Also, it also gives you Way of the Brush. You gain proficiency with your choice of calligrapher's supplies or painter's supplies.
Ooh, that's kind of neat. I like that. Like a little bit of flavor.
The description of it is like you become one with your weapon, like someone who uses calligraphy or painting.
I like that. That's cool. Shadows asked, so is Hunter's Prey still in there, or is that not in the UA thingy? That is an excellent question. We should probably check that.
Is Hunter's Prey in the Hunter Conclave?
Yes. Which is one of the Hunter's Prey is the. I think you're asking about the Hunter's Mark, because we used Hunter's Mark earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, Hunter's Mark is a spell, yeah.
Oh, it's a spell.
I think Hunter's Prey was a specific ranger path.
Yeah, Hunter's. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Hunter's Prey is a Hunter Conclave thing. Like it's a path you take. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You gain the following features of your choice. One of the following. Hit a creature with a weapon attack. It takes an extra 1d8 if it's below its hit point maximum. Once per turn. A larger creature within 5 feet of you hits or misses you with an attack. You can immediately use your reaction to attack. I quite like that one. Horde Breaker. Each of your turns, when you make a weapon attack, you can make another attack with the same weapon against a different creature within 5 feet. Oh, beautiful. Right. Yes, they're conclaves, yeah. Right, okay. So let's say that you have not gained those benefits quite yet. Until we do a long rest, then you can have those benefits. Just for the sake of us doing it mid-game, seems a bit clunky to just do it right now, especially if some of your leveling up takes a little bit longer than someone else's, etc. So directly in front of you, you are. Well, you've got some chests. You've got some chests to open. You've also lost a friend, and unfortunately, Randall. Not feeling super hot right now.
No. Oh, actually, no, feeling really hot. Like too hot.
Oh, uncomfortably hot.
Like sweating hot, even though it's not that hot in here.
Oh, God. Okay, well, in which case, Oro Neurally, you see that Randall is sweating a lot. It makes you feel kind of gross.
You can't smell it, though, because it already smells so terrible, so don't worry.
Correct.
A pro.
Yeah, I could tell something was wrong with him before, and so I'm basically like, once we've finished with this, I'm going to suggest that we leave and take a break. Don't want to end up like Harlow.
Okay.
Nope.
Well,
what was it you just said? You went all robot-y?
Oh, for the love of God! Am I still robot-y?
No, you're good.
Fine.
Your camera's a bit freezy, but
okay, I apologize. Bad internet.
It's okay.
So I think we can safely say hokey cokey. Delete that.
Are you deleting token? Harlow? Oh no!
It hurts all over again.
No.
Evil DM grin. You have two chests in front of you. One of which has the plaque on, the other which looks like a display case, but it's covered in dust.
Well, I want to open one with the plaque on it because it's got the plaque on it.
Make sure it's safe first.
I feel like Caspian has left this, so given the way that the plaque has been written.
Okay. I'm going to take a step back.
Fair enough. Okay, so the one on the plaque is the one in the corner. But so you open it up. As you do so, you can see on the inside there is more writing. Inside it says, I hope this cache will be of use to any budding adventurers that find it. Caspian Kinshire. In there is a small pouch and a larger kind of satchel.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up the pouch first.
Okay. Is that I'm going to look in the pouch?
Yes.
I'm trying to ensure that I don't put actions into your mouth. Get your
actions out of my mouth.
Open door. And you find in there is a grand total of 8 gold pieces.
Oh damn!
Full gold pieces as well. Not like this is spare change that adds up to 8 gold pieces. These are full 8 gold pieces. The satchel that you have, if you were to explore it, he opens it. You find equates to a Dungeoneer's pack minus the rations, which is a backpack, a crowbar, a hammer, 10 pitons, 10 torches, a tinderbox, a water skin, and 50 feet of hempen rope.
So much rope. I've got all the rope.
Okay, I was muted, but I went all the rope as you went all the rope. I was like, yes!
Loot, glorious loot.
Cool. Well, I obviously take that.
And a partridge in a pear tree. Okay, well, make sure it's in your inventories and whatnot.
I've written Dungeoneer's pack down, and I've added it to my gold.
Fab. How about the other case?
Let's open it up.
Open it up.
I'm still standing by the door. Well, actually, I'm stepping out of the door if they're opening that one up.
Okie dokie. Well, as you...
The room is engulfed in fire.
So it's a display case. It looks like it has glass on the top.
All right.
On the top, okay.
Do you want to dust off the dust, or do you want to just open
dust
it
off the dust?
Dust off the dust. So this dust is thick, but
how many C's?
Like 2.5, like not quite a 3. But you managed to wipe it all away, and you find that in here is a exquisitely crafted halberd. This halberd has a blade on it that you can see has been etched in. There's multiple little grooves, and it looks like kind of like ivy has come up the shaft. As you look down the handle, you can see that the handle itself has some kind of gilding as it comes up. Each of the sides, it kind of wraps around before it gets to each end of the the halberd's blade. Like both sides of it have the gilding. You assume because you haven't opened it.
It's actually a display model. It's only this side that has any.
That's perfect. Thick with 2 C and a small lowercase c. Halberds are so good. Thank you for coming to my TED talk. I have a friend called Beth who would definitely agree with you for Dark Souls specifically. I also think halberds are great. But it is exquisitely well made, at least from what you can tell. It is beautiful. You've never
Was
seen
this
anything
perhaps
quite like
inspired by your trip here? Since you got to play with the halberd?
Let's say yes.
Retroactive canon, yes.
Planned. Guys, look. Look at this.
Whoa.
Wow. So pretty.
Does it have a plaque on it?
No.
Everything else had a plaque.
It does look really well made.
You're in the room.
Well,
you were very clear about wanting to not be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, it looks great. She's like at the other end of the sewers.
Judging by her actions, it sounds like it's very well made.
I assumed when she was like, I say that, and she waved her arms, that she was like leaning over to show.
Oh, have you opened it? I assumed.
Oh no, it was still in the case. I was just kind of.
Oh, I misunderstood the arm wave. Just kidding. I don't say anything.
Do we open it? Does it look openable?
Does it look openable?
Yeah. Like, is it
Yes.
is it like a sealed case? Is it like a?
It looks openable.
Openable.
Then, shall we open it?
Should we be a bit cautious about this? I've heard bad things about some chests. And titties, but also particular chests.
What? In what world have you heard bad things about titties?
Just mesmerizing. Too much.
That's fair. Yeah.
There you go.
Probably a car accident at some point.
That's what you call too much of a good thing.
Exactly. Titty mimics.
Oh, the worst kind of mimic.
Did Adam,
There's no rules for this. What do I say?
Oh, I love it.
But Oro has heard bad things about some chests.
Okay, can I try and check it for potential not good chest vibes?
Check it for nuts.
Investigation or perception?
Perception. It is.
You've gone off the map. I can't help you here.
You think you've got a pretty good read of it. It looks like it's not trapped.
Okay. It looks like it's not trapped. I'll try and open it.
Okay, well, there's a clasp at the front, but other than that, it is very simply just a... I mean, to be fair, it's relatively difficult for you because it is at the displayed level 4 foot tall, or 4 feet tall. So for you, it's a bit of a...
I can just peek in a little bit.
It's a bit of a stretch. But you can open it up. As you do so, the dust falls off of the back of the display case and the lid lands on the ground.
I come back in and peek around the corner, just barely.
Inside the case is a velvet lining, and you can see that there is a wonderfully made halberd. The blade is at the edge that you are from looking around the corner. You can see that the light kind of shimmers off of it. There's a kind of a weird kind of fluid marbly effect that happens over the metal, which kind of moves with the light itself as you're moving the light. It just looks like it's like the way that the metal has been made has been made by a master who was trying something fancy. The way that the steel's been folded and stuff.
Does it look like unusually fancy, or does it look like, oh, this is a specific technique that you hear about or whatever? Actually, I don't think I would.
Yeah,
know.
nobody
mind.
would know anything about that. Yeah. Not even Randall with his library knowledge.
I read a book about halberds. Well, it's clear Caspian wanted us to have a good start to our adventuring careers. and then I'm just gonna grab it.
As you grab it.
Grab it. Grab it.
As you grab it,
You grab it.
it goes into your hands. You're in
What happens to
possession.
my hands?
You are a halberd now.
And you are in possession of a halberd.
Does it seem magic-y?
Give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, I came back in, so I'm looking at it now because it just
Mhm.
looks really cool. 19.
You can,
I'm not proficient in it, to be fair. So, but you know,
to the best of your knowledge, this is. I mean, if you were to look at something, if you had a big old museum of magical artifacts, and you had world-destroying orbs of nether fuel and low-level starter equipment, it would be down here. It's clearly been
But it's
made
still in the
very
museum.
well. It's still in the museum. It's it definitely has something about it that looks like it might be infused with some kind of magical energy.
I don't know a lot about weapons in general, but this one looks like maybe somebody put a little bit of magic into it, or at least maybe crafted it with some magical means. There's like an aura.
That's cool. Swing it around a bit.
Are you proficient with martial weapons?
That's a great question. I may have made a big mistake. I don't know if I am.
What's the goblin thing? Goblin is a mystery to all of us, apart from Jenny. Possibly including Jenny.
What does it do? You'll have to get 10k channel points and find out what goblin do. What that goblin do? What that goblin do?
What goblin do? Challenge accepted.
Prepare to be disappointed. Thank you for the follow.
Oh, you say more. How have you got more? Oh, okay, that's Shadow. I was like, okay, Shadow having more points than me makes sense. I thought that was Tigrasso saying he had only 6k points. I was like, what the fuck, man? I only got 3.5. I want to spend them to highlight my
I kept
message.
spending mine to change emotes.
It's fun. I like it. It's such a good thing. They need more options, but it is cool.
I love the glasses on the heart emote. It's
Yeah, it's really cute.
cute.
I wonder if they work with the new bop emote. I wonder if anything works with that. Probably not.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think everything's too high. Oh.
So, head back to the manor? Is that the plan? I feel like we did what we came for, right?
The Jenny emote with the bop emote with the finger in the mouth.
Finger in the mouth or the chins. It's either or.
It's just like you're going. Oh, excellent. So good.
What was it that? So we knew there were thieves that had stolen stuff, and that it was from a blocked off area. But this isn't what they stole. They stole the necklace thing, medallion. So yeah, I think we've done everything we set out to do here.
I think so.
Yeah.
We should probably take that sword back.
Yeah. Do it.
I'm ill.
I'm sick.
Yeah, we need to get you some rest.
I was really sleepy.
We get it. You had a long day,
I'm
Randall.
so tired.
Oh, I really need a long rest.
You're fine.
I really need a long rest, like right now. Sure hope the DM doesn't throw anything at me before I get to my bed. Toxin's face. Please.
The problem is, we're coming to the end, and that means there needs to be a cliffhanger, which means something must be thrown.
No. It doesn't have to be. Don't say that.
Doesn't have to be that way.
Let's make our way out and head back to.
Yeah.
I guess we'll turn the sword in first, and then we'll go home.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, as you might have guessed, the big blockage behind you is mostly so you didn't leave immediately. It doesn't take very long for you to leave. And I'm assuming you're going through that and not the death tunnel.
No, thank
which is
you.
a bit of a shame, but I understand.
I mean, if it had a more a name that was more enticing.
Yeah.
Like what? Like how would you describe that in an enticing way?
Totally fine tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Not suspicious at all.
Lying through my teeth tunnel.
Lots of treasure tunnel.
Lying through my teeth tunnel.
Totally fine tunnel.
Okie dokie. Well, it's relatively easy for you to find your way back because there's not a huge amount in the sewers now that you've essentially relived the quest that Caspian was on. You have cleared out the sewers in your attempts to find this shiny blade. Whereabouts would you like to come out? You found 2 exits.
I don't think I'm going to be able to climb very well in waders, so...
Thank God for the waders.
Yeah.
There's a lot of poo here. Oh,
Yeah.
He's doing a grumpy face. What's he doing? He's focusing.
Oh, I was trying to write the word halberd and I wrote the word crossbow. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It happens sometimes.
I can wipe off my Patreon monthly thing now.
You can now write crossbow.
Crossbow.
Okay. So you wanna all the left behind experience points in form of overwhelmingly overpowered and aggressive flesh shaper monsters in the death tunnel.
Well, maybe we'll come back down after we had a sleep.
Yeah.
Think of all the experience points you'd get. Just before. Oh no, I hit my mic. I'm sorry. Just before. Die.
That was the sound of us getting hit in the back of the head as we fall and crack our skulls on the ground.
Yeah. Everyone's dead.
New characters. There are now 4 ghosts.
And now Harlow's back and we go on a ghosty adventure together, wreaking havoc.
Ghosty adventures.
Yeah. So we'll...
So up through the under basement of the tavern, or are we going through? Let's move you back to the tavern to Nesmith. Nesmith, you beautiful place. You've got someone writing on you that says Hill Manor.
It's to remind us that's where the manor
Someone
is.
written manure.
I wonder who that is.
It's in green.
Someone's impersonating me. I've been framed.
I don't even see where it's written. I guess I'm zooming too far.
It's under Hill Manor over here.
Oh, manure.
There you go. So mature.
Yeah, I'd say if we're gonna come out, since we can come out by the thing anyway, we can I suggest we take the waiters off before we go in to give him the sword. So he doesn't realize we've tracked things all through his cellar, and then we just go.
Sounds good to me.
Do we not want to wash the waders and come back for them? Maybe we might need them.
Well, yeah, I'm sure we could wash them and bring them with us, but I just, or maybe we'd just do that. That's fine.
Okay.
Where are you going to wash them?
In the river.
Oh, okay, so you're bringing them up with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just not wearing them, so we don't.
So you're going up through the not entrance. The entrance is not in the Curl Talon.
Mm.
Okay, sure. All right.
I thought you said that was in a back cellar that we had to leave the thing to go into.
So there are 2 ways that you've found into the sewers. One of them is a kind of sewer entrance manhole cover or man cover or person cover. What was the terminology? Was it fool or someone that said the correct terminology for it that isn't manhole cover? Sewer cover. Sewer entryway cover.
Yeah.
Sewer entrance protector.
There's that one.
Sewer anti-fall protector device.
And there's the one in the basement of the tavern, which is how you originally entered.
Oh, I thought it was a disconnected basement. He took us out back, and there was a cell.
There's a basement. There's a basement underneath the tavern, and there's an under basement underneath it.
Oh.
The cellar.
Well, to get down in, we had to lower ourselves down in, right? There wasn't a ladder, so we would have to hand over hand climb our way out with a rope.
Right? I think you're capable of it.
I don't. That's why I was I don't think there are.
All right. Well, you're in the tavern.
Okay.
I once played a D&D game where we spent 3 hours trying to get over a fucking wall. I'm over those years. All right, I'm too old for that. But here you
Was
are.
that the wall that I was also dropped off of 3 times?
Yes, that is the wall.
All right, in that case, I'm just going to leave the waders on and walk back up like nothing ever happened. This is totally normal.
Here we are. The poop cover. That seems like the most accurate way to describe it, really.
Yeah.
A
sphincter.
Okay. Yep. Here you are in the tavern.
Oh, is that where we draw the line?
Yeah,
we're in the tavern.
We're in the tavern.
We're in the tavern.
We're in the tavern. Have you taken them? Let's just say the waders are off, but not clean. Or yeah, they're off, but they're not clean. And in front of you is your good friend Gulgar Bronzejaw, who is currently washing a glass. Let's say washing glass.
I thought it all did it for him.
Oh, nice. Oh.
Washing it with a Christmas hat.
Oh.
Is that what he's doing? Washing it with a Christmas hat?
I'm sorry, mate. I don't have a beer stein and a washcloth.
You should be more prepared than that. Well, your kitchen's right there.
He's washing some glasses.
I thought the tavern washed everything for him.
Very observant.
We found your sword.
Let's see if we can do the voice again. Oh, amazing! That's great. Give here.
Oro has it.
Oh. It's amazing! Give here. Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, why did it smell so bad?
Can't smell anything.
It was in the sewers.
Oh god, it's fucking stanky. Oh my god. Bring this in my... Oh. All right, yeah, I mean,
you can wash it.
No, I'm going to keep it like this. I'm going to keep it stinky so I can remember when I lost it to stink.
Well, there's no need to be so sassy.
The day I lost it to stink. Bad day.
Right, well, he puts it underneath behind the bar. And as he does so, as he takes the sword away and puts it down, you can see that the glass that he was cleaning lifts itself away and puts itself on the container without him touching it at all. And he puts it away. So I guess you'll be wanting some kind of reward, won't you?
Yeah.
What was promised on the thing? Did it tell us how much we were going to be paid or anything?
I do not believe that it did. It
okay.
said reward on recovery.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, he eyes up each of you. You can see that Oro's there, expectantly. Randall's there, chilling. And
Randall doesn't look
that happy. So he goes behind and he brings out a bag. He's like, there shall be enough here. Good job on your first adventurer, young adventurers. I have been very generous with my reward. And he slides a pouch towards you.
How much is in there?
It's a poop sword, 1d4 poison damage. I don't think Tom could ever not channel sass. Well, yeah. this guy in particular is especially sassy.
Mm-hmm.
But
how much is inside?
So there is 1 gold piece. It is the grand total of a couple of silver pieces and many copper pieces that have been scraped together.
I hand it to Randall, and I'm like,
oh wait, no. Do I know what the kind of rewards I'd expect for
what the going rate is?
Yeah, sort of in general, or there must have been some
from your stories.
There must have been some books from adventurers where they just did really mundane, boring things. And then spoke about the rewards rather than I killed 10 dragons and now I own a castle.
I mean, most of it is I killed 10 dragons. Usually the stories that are written are about incredible feats and spectacular heroes.
Yeah, but some people must write their own ones. And be like, I was amazing. I killed a rat. I got 5
Give me let's say a history check. With advantage because of who you are.
Yeah.
Because of who you are.
Because of who I am.
Can I give Randall my plus D6 because we're nearing the end of our time and I haven't used it yet?
Sure, I give him my plus D6 as well.
Hell
because
yeah.
I haven't used mine either.
I assume you want yours as a plus, not a minus.
No, I would like it to be a minus, please.
No.
Well, then it's still 16.
Thank you, fool. I've managed to successfully cancel out that shenanery.
Shenanery.
I've decided that's what I've decided is shenanigans.
We come up with a lot of new words here.
Yeah.
By we, I mean...
Hey, we came up with dib. We came up with dib.
Yeah, that word's never existed before, ever in the history of humanity.
There's definitely not a thing called a dibber.
What the fuck is a dibber? What is a dibber?
Teach
Docs,
us,
what is a dibber? Docs, tell us what a dibber is!
It's a special
Google's
tool.
dibber.
It's like carrot shaped. That's a special tool.
That made it worse.
One who dibs.
One who did.
It's a thing for gardening, for making little holes for seeds. It's called a dibber.
Yeah. Like a little
Sure
peg.
is carrot shaped. Yeah.
It is carrot shaped. Well, I'm glad that you managed to describe it in a way that made it vaguely sound like a dildo, but also not.
Yeah. I'm very proud of myself for that one.
You describe it as like it's definitely not a dildo. He's making it sound like it is, but it definitely isn't. Okay. So you've got a vague idea of there was a set of tales that was written by a very unpopular bard who was kind of their whole shtick was that they wanted to focus on the little man and the little man's adventures, which is a really wonderful idea, but unfortunately was extremely dull and often ended up with multiple deaths of people that the readers didn't really care about. He made this into a series nonetheless because he wanted to make sure there were enough books before he published them, which was a very bad idea because they were all also written as poems. And that means that it was very difficult to kind of put in, they earned this much money, because that's not very flowery. That doesn't sound very good in, song form. But there was a tidbit of knowledge in there, in all of that reading that you did, that none of the other monks at your monastery would dare to do, because they found it extraordinarily boring, and found that rewards for starter adventures are often, enough to cover a couple of days at a nice inn or something. Often you deduce that most of the stories of these lower level adventurers end with them being like, let's spend our money on a little bit of gear and somewhere to sleep and lots of booze because we almost died, which is not enough.
So this isn't enough for that.
Correct.
I feel, given what we've been through, this is not fair compensation necessarily.
What have you been through, though? You only gave me a sword. I don't know what you did.
We fought a gelatinous cube.
What's that?
It's a big death cube that swallowed one of our party members.
And dissolved them.
It dissolved them. We waded through
his jaw unhinges.
We waded through literal shit for like half a day.
That's what that stink is!
Yeah.
You get me closed down!
You wanted the sword back. You got the sword back.
Besides, it looks like this place can clean itself.
He looks with utmost disdain. It takes a lot to run this place. Thank you very much. Fine. Death Cube sounds pretty scary.
There was also a big bulbous rat thing, and it split in half and kept fighting for a while.
That sounds like
we
a
got
lot
rid
of
of
death.
the rats because, what?
Sounds like a lot of death things.
Yeah. Death thing.
Also, we've got all these waders that are covered in literal shit, and I think they're dripping on the floor. So if you give us
for
a bit more
fuck's
money,
sake!
we'll just leave.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Me or him?
That will be Randall.
Okay.
You can help though if you want. Give him an additional D4, even though that's supposed to give him a. I'll give you the guidance roll bonus for that.
3. Add 3 to your roll.
I just remember something very upsetting.
What?
You just remembered it too, haven't you?
Who's got 1 point of exhaustion? It's Randall.
Oh.
What does 1 point of exhaustion do?
Disadvantage
on ability checks. But you just you didn't give me advantage for that one. Fuck.
Yeah, he did give you advantage.
I did give you advantage.
Oh,
so
it
still
evened out. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all right. Shit.
It's a 12.
He goes, all right, fucking get out of here. And he pushes over pennies that are the equivalent of an additional 3 gold pieces.
Have a nice day.
Went to the bag.
So that's...
Which, all things considered, considering you also got money from the cash, for a first thing is not a terrible haul.
Yeah, he doesn't have to know that though.
True. This is me DMing. So you move your way out of the Curled Talon Inn, away from Gulgar Bronzejaw and his dislocatable jaw. And
rinse
you're
off the waders in the stream.
Straight to the river.
Do we need any more towels?
Tell me.
Do we?
No, we don't.
Oh.
We bought ample towels.
Okay. That's done. Right.
Are you just saying that because you want to go visit Angie Melange? You're just got excuses now. And you're making excuses to go see Angie Melange.
Randall's love interest.
Yes.
It's Angie Melange and her phalanges.
Oh, you have lovely
said that poor stream, it's got to put up with so much shit. I would like to make a wide berth on our way back and just kind of like walk near the big marketplace area and see if Evelyn's still there. I'm not going to engage, just seeing if she's still there.
She doesn't look like she's there today.
Okay.
I was thinking of buying some hot chocolate on the way back because holy shit, today has been a day.
Damn. Go for it.
How much was the hot chocolate?
Whole gold piece.
Oh, gold piece. We get a special discount, an aura discount.
No, he just gave her a glass for free.
Yeah.
Look, it's your best customer.
He's clearly not interested. We would like to go and harass the small mute child again.
We weren't harassing her. We were trying to be helpful.
Okay, fine.
I don't need to do anything else before we go back. But if you guys want to, we can.
I'll buy one and then I'll pass it around and be like, we'll share. Because that's fucking expensive.
Oh, thank you.
Ora pretends to drink it, but she doesn't want to take any of the hot chocolate away.
Oh.
Yes, that's good.
So actually, because I have a horrible disease, you don't.
Also that.
Amazing. Okay, well, with your hot chocolate purchased, are we shuffling back to Kinshire Manor?
I think so. Straight to bed.
Straight to bed.
What time is it when we come out? How long?
Well, you'd been down there for a while and you had a short rest, so it's early evening.
Okay. Yeah. Did he fed us when we were there, right? The butler did? I almost said Parsnip. Parsnip, not Atticus. Atticus did. Okay, so they have food. Okay. Yeah, head back then.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll end today's session there. No huge cliffhanger, which will
the resolution feels so nice.
Leave me unfulfilled for an entire week, but whatever. Right. I love that we're about harassing this small mute child. I've got so many things in the works, friends. So many things. The smorgasbord of delights.
Does it ruin it if we all die?
Yes, in a big way. So please don't. But at the same time,
we're going to try very hard not to. So, you know.
Right. Gasp, no cliffhanger. Tigrasso, my friend, it's been a pleasure having you here, but you are very new. You don't know the pains that I go through.
That you go
through.
Off in the distance.
The pains that he goes through to create painful cliffhangers for the rest of us.
In the distance, there's a rock, and it's balancing on the edge of the cliff above Sanctuary of Bones. Will it fall?
It's been a pleasure, everybody. I hope you guys have had a good evening chilling and watching us. If you haven't been watching us, then
why not?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Also, it's on YouTube. Go watch it.
Go watch it.
You can start from episode 1 right now.
You can watch it from episode 1. But I mean, you're grown adults, I hope. And otherwise, I swear a lot, and I apologize.
Otherwise, where are your parents?
You do whatever the hell you want to do. It's been a pleasure, everybody in chat. Thanks for sticking around. Once again, thank you to Anne, who is not here currently, but she did an amazing job as our guest this week and last week.
Oh my gosh, Adam, rest.
Next time I see you all faces, I will have just driven 28 hours for the week. My God.
Ugh.
Hey, Nave.
Hi, Nave. Bye, Nave.
Bye, Nave.
Hi, Nave. Bye, Nave.
I don't know if you had any plans of who to rate, but I have a friend doing a charity stream today for cancer. It's called Fuck Cancer Roll Dice.
Oh, hell yeah. I think I've seen that on Twitter.
Yeah, FCRD is just the channel name. Yeah.
Okay.
If we could. We don't have to, but...
There is the YouTube link to the beginning of the thingamajigs. What's it called? Campaign. That's the word I'm trying to think of. What was the link?
FCRD is the channel name.
Occurred.
Yeah. Occurred.
To help my brain type it.
Oh, I do that too. There are a couple of words that I have to like abjectly mispronounce in my brain to spell them properly.
Oops, I put the whole fucking thing in. Didn't need to do that. I'm a fool.
Yeah, that's the one. There you
go. Goldfish, thank you for resubscribing. I appreciate it. Right, we're back.
If you raid, you get extra points.
Oh yeah, you get more points if you raid with us. So
yeah. And I think at 4 o'clock is when they start their Dungeons and Doggos. So that's what's going to be coming up for their next segment.
When is that in hours?
Oh, in 5 minutes.
Oh,
whoa!
Sick,
big win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they might be on like a beer back screen right now. I didn't actually look. I should.
But it's for charity, and it's D&D, and then it's Doggos.
Yeah, exactly. And I know I have it on good authority that there's going to be a little girl playing a Husky Ranger. So.
Aww.
Cute.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Doggos. Yeah. Right. Okay. We're back next week.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We'll see you next week if you're here. Thanks for chilling with us. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.